Hello, hello, we're back with Lavender Shadows, and Josephine Boulay has to make a choice.
Okay, so what would I be rolling if I decided to go with this
Just
ritual?
go for it.
Yeah,
Good question.
because I want to know my odds here
Yeah,
before I. You don't need to tell me the obviously. I just want to know what I'm rolling.
it's a really good question, honestly. I don't know. You tell me, what is the ritual? We haven't really talked about it.
Well, okay, obviously it's a combination of a bunch of signs in the ancient language.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I had to
Naruto style.
do some ancient
Yeah,
language
Naruto style, where
signs.
you're just doing like so many of them and just. Yeah,
I feel like
that
that's
makes
what
sense.
makes the most
Yeah,
sense,
I'm down. Like
right?
basically, it's like a bunch of like intermediary signs that are there to unlock the magic, as opposed to the special ones that you can only use if you have magic, and the normal ones that you use to communicate. Um, there's like the ones that give you magic.
Yeah,
Sure.
because so here's the thing. Like, I don't feel like Joe in this moment would be like, okay, let's do it now because I need the magic. Like, that's
Yeah.
not what this
Yeah.
is. This is more like Joe is finally realizing the reason she wants the magic is to protect Vivienne.
Mm,
That's the ultimate reason she wants this. Everything she's ever done up to this point, I think it has been for very selfish reasons.
mm-hmm.
But the moment that Vivienne hurt herself with this magic, she was like, no, now I need to harness it for her and protect her.
Yeah.
It's all for her. Right.
Perfect. Awesome. So
So,
sweet. Joe
so I
didn't
think
want
she's going to.
children, but she ended up being a mom anyway.
Oh,
How
cute.
sweet.
More like a big sister, but
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah. Joe didn't want a family, but she ended up having a family anyway. There you go.
That's all she really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
She's an only child. Her father was probably a rich drunk or something, and
Yeah.
that's why she doesn't want to marry someone. And
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
her mom just put up with it, and she's like, I will not be that woman who just puts
Mm-hmm.
up with
Mm-hmm.
men. Okay. So I think I turned to Jocelyn and I'm like, now.
And Jocelyn, her eyes widen, and she says, "Then what about everything we just did? It was all for." And then you just like shake your head. Basically, you're just like,
Yeah. I'm just like, it's now or he's
"Yeah,
here. Like, it's over. We got to do it.
yeah." Um,
Because she has ritual wise, right? So that's what she could like help me with.
yeah. I mean, she has the skill ritual, so
Right.
she also, yeah, that's probably the one she'd use. Either one, honestly, either one. Yeah, I mean, I guess these are two separate roles, right? If she wants magic, that's something else. So I guess first off, she's just gonna help you get magic, right? She's not gonna worry about like she knows that you want it, need it right now, so she's like, all right, I'll help you get magic. That's like the nod she gives you. So yeah, your ancient language is a skill you're rolling. She'll help you with ritual.
Okay. Um, Gosh. Okay. What could I fork in here? Can I fork in anything? Can I fork in symbology?
Yes.
Um, I don't suppose Mythwise would be able to be forked.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Like either mythwise or history, so just like one for like either of
One.
them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Probably Mythwise would make most sense. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like.
You can always fork in astrology as an extra thing.
Yeah, I think I'll do that as well. Might as well. Okay, so working in two things and then astrology later. Okay, what's my base ob?
Real quick, I think Pascal is also going to notice that you're doing this, and then he's going to help you with symbology as well. Just because he knows you need this.
Okay. What a good man.
So your man, what's the obstacle to get magic?
Magic.
50.
I mean, it's not going to be like super high because like you
I
figured
mean,
out all
we've
the
still
things,
done
right?
the research. We know how to
Exactly.
do it. It's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
So your intent is to do the signs of power that will give you magic without the safety rail, so it'll just the magic will enter you. And I think the failure condition is if you fail, you'll still get the magic, but something will go wrong, right? So it's not that no matter what, when you getting the magic means something is going to go weird. It's like if you fail to do the words of power, actually, no, let's say this. I think there will be some sort of roll to like control the magic and the initial thing, but this roll will decide whether or not that's like, not only will you get bonus dice on it, but if you fail this roll, probably the bad thing will happen no matter what. Because no matter what, Joe is going to have to roll to like mentally control this, because even if she does it right, the safety rails aren't there, and so the power is going to rush into you. But it will definitely be worse, and that will happen automatically if you fail this roll.
Okay.
Let's check. Yeah, I mean, ob 5, ob 6, 7. Seems to be an ob 8.
Oof. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is, you're doing, like, just to look at the language thing here, the ob for that is mystical / esoteric language, ob 5, and then the conditional modifiers. Using gestures, pointing gives you a +1 die. So that makes sense. It's easier that way, but it has a philosophical abstract concept that you're trying to convey. It's formal and it's a formal and ritualistic concept, and it's a dead language, so that increases the obstacle by some too. So yeah, ob 8.
Okay. I'm going to use 3 persona.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Because I care about this a lot.
Oh yeah.
Base ob 8.
Mm-hmm.
No!
Oh no.
No!
All right, you got 1 6.
Oh, crap. Oh, shoot.
You could spend 2 fate, but it's going to be
crap.
a crapshoot to actually succeed.
Hold
That
hold
was
on.
really
I do
bad.
have my astrology.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll astrology. Yep.
Okay, 1d6.
This could also make it worse. So.
I know.
But
I
if you
mean-
but if you get a 6, it'll automatically reroll. Okay, one more success.
Okay.
This is more of a chance now. It's still very unlikely, but it's more of a
Very
chance.
unlucky. I mean, I'll go ahead and use 2 fate.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Go ahead and 2d6.
Wow.
Same modifiers there.
This really sucks.
You need 3 successes. Ugh. It's so tantalizing when you get those successes, but not enough. So it's a 6 versus 8. So I think what I'll say is I'll let you still roll, right, to resist. What this is was
Okay.
going to be harder instead of getting like bonus dice to it.
Okay.
So you do the word, the science of power. The magic pours into you because you can now sense inherently you're just like, oh, yep, I can never have children again. Like you do this
My
to
womb
yourself.
closes.
Yeah, your womb closes, and the magic pours into you basically through the disability, right? Like through the point of contact. You almost like feel as in like a weird kind of like what's the word? Very visceral way. And yeah, like the power is churning inside you, raging to be free, and you'll have to basically control it long enough to like basically calm the storm winds so that it will turn into like just a strong wind instead of a tornado, and then you can channel it from there, but you have to like make sure it doesn't tear you apart or someone else apart first. What would that be? That's the question. I'll let you roll a perception test for it.
A perception chest for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, you can do it through not like power of will necessarily, but like mental fortitude, like just pure mind games, right? Like you're figuring it out in your brain, like Sherlock, like what you have to do to keep the magic inside. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's going to be, obviously, it's a stat test, and so whatever obstacle will double. So I think I'm going to make it an 3, which will double to 6.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you want, I don't know if you have any persona left or fate.
Yeah, I do. I have one. I have 2 persona left, but I'd like to keep one.
Keep one just in case you die. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll use one.
All right, sounds good.
This is still so unlikely. Okay.
Okay, so
using 2 fate.
Yeah, you have to get. Yep.
I just get 1 success. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
No!
No.
What the heck? No!
So
this is not okay. It's so frustrating. I actually rolled so good.
You did. Okay, so.
Oh, no. No.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So. Wait a second. Let me double check something real quick.
How come it didn't double the...
Well, so when you roll it on the stat itself, when you roll it in being learned, it does that. So that's a difficult test for you on perception. Let's see. What was I gonna look for? Oh, here we go. I'm curious. So I'm going to give you a leeway here. So your call on trait is for instruction, right? Which is a perception-based skill, but the belief that's based on that, which you have to get driven as a trait, right, is the ancient language must not be forgotten. I will continue to teach Vivienne, right? That is what this belief is about. And since it's already based on perception, I will let you use it as a call on as if, so basically you can re-roll all the failed dice in this test.
Wow, you're so generous right now, Caleb.
I mean, I think it makes sense. Because otherwise you've never been able to use that, I don't think. So maybe once.
I think I've used it like once.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think that makes perfect sense in this situation. So
I rolled two more die.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I'm just not even expecting this to work at this point.
Yeah.
But...
There you go.
Through Caleb's grace and mercy.
Yeah.
Oh my
because
gosh.
I was thinking about that already. I was like, that is what that trait is about for you, is like all of this stuff
that I'm like
right?
so driven to like
exactly
preserve the ancient language.
Yes, and I want you to have that moment of like where you can at least use it, right? If you had failed, then oh well. But okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome. So Joe, the magic pours into you, and basically what happens is you're about to lose control. Like you were about to just let loose this magic. And it almost feels like you want to, right? It's like the magic is so enticing, not only to be in you, like to power you, but to like let out in this amazing torrent of power. And you're about to just lay waste to everything. And then you see Vivienne and you remember what it's all for. And then the storm inside you quiets. Vivienne, you sensed that. Like you could what just happened with Joe. And you're like, whoa, that was intense. But yeah, Joe, you have magic now. Thing is, you don't have the skill, sorcery, so you're gonna have to just learn it. But you have it now. And if you want to, you can say to Vivienne, like, I will help you. Like, let's do the sign.
Yeah. I think that's what I do. I'm like, let's end this.
Okay.
What is sorcery under?
Sorcery is perception based.
Okay.
So, and I think, like, right, the reason that Vivienne is the one who Xanatos talked to more than anything else is, I think, being naturally given a disability is like a leg up on this whole process, right? Like, you having to do it artificially, artificially. Desiree really did it more artificially than any of you. But you're a little bit less powerful than she is, I think. And I think I just kind of figured that out in my brain right now. So Vivienne, I'll let you get a bonus die on this, just inherently. But yeah, I mean, is the plan you're just gonna, look out the window, see Desiree, and try to break the magic?
Does the fact that I have him grappled kind of on the ground help at all?
Probably, yeah. Is that the plan, Vivienne?
Well, because I feel like my thing took a second. Would maybe Marco try to get the cape off of him?
That makes sense. Marco would try to do something at this point. What do you want to do?
Well, I was going to say, I'm kind of struggling with him with the knife.
Yeah.
I was actually going to go a different route, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can. I just thought I was just throwing out a suggestion.
It makes sense.
How fast do I get up there?
You probably get up there right after whatever this is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, so Marco will do something here.
What I'm thinking is, since it is the better skill, honestly, is try and persuade him that he doesn't want to do this. But that also might be harder to convince him of.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just talking to him, right, as you're like pressing the knife down. What are you saying?
Okay. Do you guys think it'd be better if I just try and brute force this? Because my thought is, I have 6 in persuasion and only 2 in brawling.
I was about to say, I thought that intimidation would make more sense, but I mean...
But he also has only had a 3 in intimidation.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's best at persuasion.
It's up to you. Whatever you think Marco would do.
It was the thing I was honestly...
Yeah,
it was the thing I was
say.
planning on doing anyway, so
Yeah,
I think I'm going to go with it. Where did...
What are you saying?
I have a whole bunch of things open. Where'd it go? Okay, I think I closed on accident. I'm essentially going to try and say, like... I'm gonna say this in a way to try and persuade him, threaten him, and tell him, like, I know what I'm talking about. So maybe I don't think I could get any empathy while I'm also trying to intimidate him.
Yeah, I mean, you could roll it as like a link test to try to read his mood, but like it's pretty obvious what.
It's pretty obvious what everyone wants to do here.
Yeah,
I'm essentially gonna say, like, look, I've killed before. I'm not afraid. Like, while the knife is in his face, say, I've killed before. I'm not afraid to do it again. Let's just settle down and deal with this in a better way. Let's just settle down. Tell me what you know, and we can try and work something out. So that's persuading him to try and get him to seduce. Intimidating, because I have the knife in my hand.
Yeah.
Rule of law, because... I'm sort of saying, like, look, let's break a deal, and the murder-wise, because I don't think I could get anything else.
Yeah, I think
maybe brawling, since I'm fighting with him at the same time.
No, I think that what you just said makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so that's one if the starter modifier, then one. Which ones did I say? Did I say 3 of them? It's intimidation, murder-wise, rule of law. That's only 3. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 4 modifiers in total.
It's gonna be an ob 5.
So it's 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 against 5 is a coin flip. I might as well add add 1 Artha.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got one to spare.
That way, it's a little better than a coin flip.
Yeah.
Oh, did I put the Artha in the thing I used earlier? What did I use Artha in earlier?
What did you spend it on?
Brawling.
Brawling, yeah.
Wasn't it? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, 2 fate and brawling.
2 fate and brawling and 1. What was the one of Persona?
Persona's gonna be on persuasion.
No, from earlier in the session. Didn't I use a?
I don't think so. You've only done this one roll, right?
Yeah, 1 roll before, but I also spent a Persona on it.
Oh, you did. Yep.
Okay, that's what I was just trying to make sure. I was like, wait,
I didn't see that at first.
Okay.
Dude, you're one deeds point away from gray shading your persuasion. You spent a lot of Artha in it.
Mm-hmm. But I need a challenging one, and this isn't going to be a challenging one. Face off is what again? 5?
5, yep.
Just barely.
Nice.
I'm glad I spent that.
Yeah. Okay, so basically your intent is he settles down, won't attack you, and we'll talk it out.
Okay. What does it mean by putting the persona in this? What does this do? What is this actually doing?
So basically what I just said was for the persuasion, like you have 10 fate and 6 persona in this. You need 1 deeds point, and as soon as you spend a deeds point,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, in persuasion, then you will gratiate it, which means that for a scene, it's
3 and above, right?
It's 3 and above, yeah. So unfortunately, no one's gotten to a point with their characters yet that they would have earned a deeds point. So yeah, hasn't come up yet.
Okay, well at least I got something.
Yeah, that was cool. So Desiree says, "Take the knife away from my throat first. Then we can talk."
Like, that's all you needed to say, and I'll just kind of slowly take it away. Not put it away.
Yeah.
But I will pull it away.
Yeah, he basically just, kind of like rubs his neck a little bit, and then coughs, sits up. And then, I mean, Joe and Vivienne, you could just do it if you want to. Marguerite, you run up into the room, and you see this. See the whole situation.
I mean, I think Vivienne looks at Joe to know whether she should do anything or not.
You can still do it if you want.
Maybe, I mean, here's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Marco can't say this, and he has really no idea what's happening with you guys anyway. But he just agreed to cooperate, so maybe wait until after he's done cooperating to do it.
Is it very clear that he's cooperating as I burst into the room?
Basically, yeah. You see that Marco's standing there with the knife in his hand, but it's not pointed at him anymore. And again, this is on right on the roof, right outside the window. But then you see Desiree just kind of sitting up, breathing heavily, shaking his head, sort of thing, right?
Man, then I don't think there's anything for me to do immediately to help. I mean, I had something in mind. If you had failed, that.
I mean,
I'm glad you had something in mind because I didn't.
This still might come up, so.
Yeah.
You could just seduce him and be like, "You don't need no magic, sweetheart."
Oh, I would have been I was thinking about having less clothes on and being like, "Oh, I think I need something to cover myself up. Look at your lovely cape that you have.
Oh my
May
gosh,
I borrow it?"
Really? Wow. So Marco, yeah, I mean, what do you say to him?
I wasn't expecting this to work, so give me a second. I'd probably just say, why? What is with all the inheritances? Estates. What's with all the estates?
Yeah. A plan. A plan to take back what was rightfully ours. We are the second sons. We are the ones who are forgotten. And as soon as he says that, anyone who knows, this is a common children's story or parable or something, probably a religious parable. It's the story of the 2 sons, the first son and the second son. The first son, it's like a parable about nobles and commoners, right? So it's the first son is gets everything he ever wanted because he's the firstborn son, and the second son is trying, basically he's really mad and angry that the first son is giving everything he ever wanted. And literally the end of the parable is the father says to be he is the first son, you are the second son. His place is to have riches. Your place is to be humble. And if you are truly humble, then you will be exalted in the afterlife, right? If you actually are the second son, your role, your divinely ordained role is, then you will be exalted. If the first son does what he's supposed to do and be exalted in this life, then I don't know, maybe it's he'll serve you in the afterlife, but it's probably not that. It's probably he gets more riches, but basically the idea is the second sons are the commoners. And so when he says this, Marco, he's I think the idea is that they must have been setting up these inheritances that they would go to people like Crozier, who are, middle class maybe, or like in the line that they possibly, because of a luck of the dice, could inherit a noble estate. And basically, what they were trying to do was like literally like upend the aristocracy and put commoners, normal people in places of power that then they could start changing things.
I have an idea. So we kind of get the idea of that then. Okay, so I think Marco is probably just he's gonna take his knife, he's gonna be playing with his knife in his hand just because like making it fully well known he still has it essentially. Yeah. He's like, can't lie, I kind of understand.
I kind of want to like stick my head out and be like, how dare you not invite everyone? Maybe some of us other commoners would have liked to be a part of this.
I love how everyone's just like immediately like, oh, that was your plan. Oh, okay, we're down with that.
No, that's not what I was getting to at all.
I know. Do you actually say that, Marguerite?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay, not yet. You say.
I kind of want to see how he responds to what I say. Like, I kind of understand.
Yeah, he nods and he says, I have it set up, Marco. We're this close to doing something no one has done before. Did you know that the king has a bastard son with a commoner? I was this close.
I'm writing this down. Give me a second. Calling him. This is reminding me of Toity. But he just made jokes about his son being illegitimate.
He says, he's a bastard son of the king. He's son of a commoner. He's been in noble society for most of his life. I don't think he really even knows who he truly is. But if we could get him on the throne, and I know that we could, if I could only have more, just a little bit more power from this thing. And then he like tugs on this cloak. If I could just learn the secret to truly do it, to truly understand it, then I can set all of this up. I could free all of us. We could show the second son, the true second son. The second son of the king, the bastard son of the king. That he can do what none of us could. And that is change everything for those of us who are stepped on every day. And then he looks past you, Marco, to Joe, like through the window, and he says, show me how to do it.
So Marco's gonna kind of interrupt that last part and say, and Mr. Bertrand Crozier, he's with you on this?
He is.
How? Like, just like he's gonna kind of like when I care to extrapolate?
One of the many pieces. An important piece, but one of many. The Harmony Opera House is an important piece of culture in this city. And with a commoner in sole control over it, and the nobles still flock to it. Just the beginning of change. It's unfortunate he had to get greedy.
Is he the reason for the first guy's death? Is he the reason for... I don't remember his name. Maxence.
He's like, he nods and he says, that was all of our plans. Quentin Bouveau was not in the plan. And that is how all of this unraveled so quickly. That is how you discovered it, Marco.
Wait, so give me a second. So Maxence was planned.
And basically what he's saying is Crozier wanted to get more money, and so he set up Quentin Bouveau to and his cousin and all this, right, to die, and he inherited more than he should have, basically. And basically Desiree's like, not that was bad that he got more money, it's just that like he was too quick and too obvious about it, and that's how you found out, right? Like that was the moment where you started being suspicious of your uncle, when you found out, wait, he got 2 inheritances? Like that doesn't make any sense. So he explains that to you. But yeah, I mean, he basically says, Marco, you seem like a reasonable man. Can you not understand what I'm trying to do here?
Oh, I understand completely. I just think it's a... And he goes off on some, like, what's the word we went with? Finlish? He lets off some, like, Finlish slur.
Finlish, yeah.
He lets off this, like, Finlish slur of, like, I think it's a load of...
Yeah. Poppycock.
Yeah, but more colorful.
Yeah.
And Finley-ish.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to know is, I want to know who the second son is.
Yeah.
Obviously he knows.
Do you say that? Do you ask that?
Yeah, I'm just like, who is the second son?
I thought it was more of a parable, but okay.
Well, she means the bastard son, right? Like the bastard son of the king. The true
Right.
second son, yeah.
Right. They're trying to take over basically the kingdom. They're trying to set him up, yeah.
Yeah, he looks at you, and he has this like kind of weird mix of like reluctance and like a twisted sense of like pleasure from saying this, and also like just amusement, just pure amusement. He says, his name is Matthias Van Dam.
Wait, have I not been paying attention? I don't remember who that is.
That's the guy Vivian's gonna marry.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Okay, I might have missed some of the context of that.
So he was explaining basically their plan, their like major plan after all the like inheritances, stuff happens. They're trying to set it up so that if he can basically murder the king and set it up so that the only viable heir is Matthias, who is the bastard son of the king, secretly, apparently.
Oh.
Then basically they can be like, oh, a commoner is now ruling. Like, haha, we've upended the entire aristocracy. Like, the commoners rule now, sort of a thing.
Yeah, Joe's eyes just like widen. Because I don't know if Vivian's getting this, because I'm not interpreting it.
I think she at least, yeah, she gets enough.
Okay.
I would think, at least to get his name.
I mean, is he implying that Matthias knows that this is happening and he's been part of this?
Yeah, or if they just set it up that way.
Or is it like he's just kind of like the person where they're like, you're destined. Like, look, we already did this for you. Now take your throne.
That's the assumption that he's giving to you. He might be lying, though.
So he's implying that Matthias doesn't know.
He's implying that Matthias doesn't know, but given the, I don't know, there's like some kind of wiggle room. You're not entirely sure if maybe Matthias does know something. At the very least, Matthias, you're getting the sense that Matthias doesn't, like, he's not with the second sons right now. He might know about his parentage and stuff.
Sure.
And maybe even have sympathies towards the commoners, but, and so they think this is a good idea at the very least, right? It's not like we're just gonna get a nobleman who's.
It's not like Matthias has set this up this whole time.
It's not that, and it's not. Matthias has been a noble his entire life, and he would never ever do this. But we're hanging all of our hopes on it. Like they believe that he would, right? If he was pushed, he would actually follow this role. But how do they believe that? You don't know.
Well, can I make an empathy roll to double check to see if he's lying about this? If Matthias,
sure.
Because he's implying that Matthias isn't really part of like this scheme. He might know about his inheritance and whatnot, but I want to know the truth.
I would also like to make an empathy roll.
Me too.
What am I?
I'm not very good at empathy.
You know what? Actually, probably this might be. He might just be rolling a falsehood. Except he doesn't have that skill.
That's fine by us. Make the job easier.
I mean, I also don't have empathy, so.
Man, I guess I might as well roll empathy, get a test for it.
Yeah, everybody go ahead and roll empathy at up to. That's like read a mood.
Oof. Nope.
Yikes.
You got a
Okay,
6.
Carly's the most empathetic so
Dang.
far.
Oh wait, I forgot one.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Could
Nope.
use a fate, Carly, if you wanted to.
Yeah, you're the closest.
You want to know the truth about your fiance?
I might
Am I-
as well use a fate.
Am I the only one that has empathy as a skill?
Yep.
Yep,
Okay.
all of
So-
us are learning it.
Man, and I rolled horribly, but I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense.
It's just a 1d6, right?
Yep.
Well, you have a 6, so you could spend 2 if you wanted, but
That's all you need.
oh, there you go.
Okay, so
This would make sense. That makes sense too.
yeah, I
Cute
think
enough.
you get the sense, Vivian, and I think you're starting to pick up a bunch of magic stuff. Like you're starting to get to realize you have like a sixth sense now, and you can sense things that normally other people will be able to sense through other, ways, just through the magical connection. But because he also has magic and you do, like there's like a connection there, and you can sense more. And so I think you get the sense from him that like they've told him, and maybe he hasn't. He's not, at the very least, he's not like with them yet, but they've been like working on him for a while now, sort of a thing.
Okay.
Right? Like they've been like explaining to him the plight of the commoners. They've been explaining the entire mission, that sort of thing, right? But yeah, so I mean, Marco looks at you again, Joe, and says, please, teach me.
Wait, I don't look at her and say that.
Sorry. Desiree, not Marco.
Marco's like, I want some magic. I got a bum leg.
It's true.
Take another month for it to heal.
If we gave you a trait, it might count. I don't know.
I have a bum leg, and apparently it's worse than getting shot or
Great.
stabbed.
You literally basically had your leg broken. Like that's basically what this was.
So here's the thing. I think Joe's just going to look at him and be like, then you should have thought of that before you killed my friend.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's all I have to say to him.
Yeah. Yeah. He sighs. And he says, that's what I came here for.
Wait, what?
He said, like, that's what I came here for, like, the ritual. Like, so he's like, he's basically saying, like, we're at an impasse because, like, that's what I've been cooperative. Like, I'll tell you about this stuff, but, like, this is what I want. I guess he asked you, Marco, like, is there anything that you would be willing to trade? Anything at all? For access to those signs?
He's just gonna say nothing you would give.
So he just smiles and he says, well, then I'm sorry then. And he tries to shoot you with fire, basically.
This would be a good time for them to try to.
Yeah. I was going to say, I feel like Joe might have even like had gotten it ready like after she said that.
Let's
to, like,
everybody make a skill test again.
And I think Vivian would have had it ready too after she.
Yeah, he doesn't know that you have like spell breaking magic, so he's basically, so let's roll steel test for everybody, and we'll see what
And do my
like.
do my die traits help at all?
Yeah, reduce your hesitation by 3.
What's
Okay.
the base ob?
Your hesitation, which is right below your steel.
Okay.
And my cold-bloodedness doesn't help me at all.
No.
Ooh.
Oh, well, I mean,
This
there's
is gonna be
there's
horrible.
no way I can make this.
Oh yikes! Yeah.
Because your base ob is a
Yeah.
6. Yeah, there's no
Fire
way.
of 1.
The more battle hardened people are at an advantage here.
Is it worth it to spend an Artha so I don't die? Or can I use an Artha to not die?
You can use an Eartha to not die, yeah.
I'll save the persona then,
That makes sense.
but I will potentially be spending fate. And it's a base ob 6, but reduced.
I mean, so is this
3.
like to not get blasted by the
No,
fire?
this is who
or-
goes first. Okay, so
okay.
We're rolling initiative.
So basically, yeah, that's basically what it is, right? So you basically it's how many the margin of error between the successes you got and the obstacles, how many like heartbeats, like beats of action you hesitate for. So Marco and what's his face and Desiree go at the same time. I guess he got more successes, so I'll have him go. I'll have him roll first.
Sense. Wait, actually, can I? There's only 2. Could I roll a fate to see if I get more, or would that matter? I'd have to get 4 for it to matter.
Yeah, I think that'd be the idea.
Yeah,
Would he only have to get 2?
Yeah, that's what I'll say. I'll say if you get 2 successes over your obstacle, then you'll be fine.
Okay, then I'm spending a fate.
So if the thing is, 6s automatically reroll on steel. So it already did this. So you can only spend 1 fate and it will reroll 1 failed dice.
Oh,
That's your option here. Because steel is like automatically rerolled.
Why not? I mean, I might die if I don't. So,
yeah, which is why you got 3 successes at all, actually.
Roll 1d6 exclamation mark.
Nope. So sad. Okay, so he's gonna roll sorcery.
Do I put that fate in steel?
Yep. He's gonna roll sorcery to try to destroy with sorceress fire. All right, base up 4 against 1 target. Yeah. Ugh. Okay, well, he has a fate, so he'll reroll 1 die.
Fail.
Oh,
Yes!
he did. Okay, so he failed. So this is the thing, right? Like he's starting to like basically. I think you notice that there's like basically when he does this a layer of the cloak just like falls off, like a snake skin sort of thing, and like he's using up the power of the cloak basically is what this is, and so his power is lessening and lessening. Just for reference, Marco, at one point in the past, you found like a random like gray thin like.
Oh yeah.
Thing on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
That was that.
Wow, foreshadowing.
I promise, if you go back and listen through, there'll be foreshadowing for all of these things. It's pretty cool. I'm excited about it. I've been hoping that this would come up for a long time. Let's see. So he fails by 1. I think I'll probably choose the unintended effect. The GM twists the intent of the spell so that it has an unintended and unhappy effect. The unintended effect could be that the original effect is not what it was planned for, or the original spell doesn't activate at all. Instead, birds fly from your mouth, or devils peel themselves from the walls, or the houses catch fire, etc.
Is it unhappy for him or for everyone?
For him.
Okay, good.
But it could also be for everyone.
The house catching on fire would be pretty bad.
Okay, so I think this is what happens. He basically goes like this, right? Like, shoot fire at you sort of a thing. And he does, but the fire just starts to coalesce in like a ring, like this burning ring of fire, like just right in front of you, basically, right? So it's just like starts to like coalesce right in front of you. And you both see something open up. And it's basically like a portal to another dimension is what it looks like. And you see basically like immediately there's just like an immense heat that not only is radiating for the fire, but just as soon as like this vision opens inside it, just heat pours out. You just hear screaming from inside. If you look in at all, you see just like churning masses of naked bodies like on the like this like black and charred ground. Basically, you just literally he opened a portal to hell.
That's what I figured. I'm like, oh my gosh.
That's basically what happened.
Cool.
Okay, I have an idea then. I'm gonna try and throw him in it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're the one who acts next.
That's better than my knife.
Yeah.
Fair.
Unintended consequence is that you're gonna fail this roll, and then he's gonna drag you in with him. That's what's gonna happen.
Or then we're not gonna be able to close it. Who knows?
Hey,
Just
what's
be
that?
a portal to hell in Joe's study for all eternity.
And outside this window, we have the portal to hell.
As long
It's
as
very nice. It's very nice in the winter. It brings lots of.
So now, whenever I tell people to go to hell in my study, I really mean it.
Yeah. Like, as long as we just keep throwing nice cured meats down there, the demons are fine.
Would it be the same? Would it be the same roll of me trying to stab him versus me trying to throw him into the portal?
Yeah, it's basically brawling. You're rolling either way.
But could I fork the same things?
Yeah. I think
Okay, because if so, I'm just gonna try and throw him in the portal instead of stab him because that just sounds cooler.
so. Yeah. Yeah. Brawling, murder-wise, obviously. Yeah. Intimidation. That makes sense. Yeah.
So brawling, murder, intimidation. That is
Not sleight of hand, but yeah.
Yeah.
I used that last time. But
So that would be 2 modifiers plus my 1 modifier.
yeah. So your goal here is basically literally just to chuck him in the portal and not get sucked in yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that just sounds cooler.
Yeah.
I mean, but do we want him alive is the real question.
I mean, I think that's up to Marco at this point, because
here's the thing.
Like your chance to prove yourself as a detective. Whereas if he's just dead for me, it's like, okay, well, this is all my part's all over with this, whatever.
Well, here's my one thought, and I want your guys' opinion on this. I could throw him into the portal. That would be cool. But it would be better if we had him to corroborate the stuff we're about to go to the authorities about.
Mm-hmm.
So as cool as it would be, I don't think I'm going to try and throw him in the portal. Plus, we probably should close it.
Yeah.
And making his magic go away, I'm hoping we'll close it. So we'll see.
I mean, if he goes there with the cape that's still magic, he might just be able to pop right back in.
That's very true, actually. Could I? So I couldn't fork in sleight of hand then, if I'm doing the knife.
If you're just like stabbing him again, then yeah, you can fork in sleight of hand.
Okay, if it makes it a little easier for me, I'll also throw that one in too. Okay, so that's brawling with
his intent in response to you is just same thing. He's just gonna try to stab you as you stab him.
He has a knife. Oh.
He does, yeah.
Okay, so I'll do brawling with intimidation, murder-wise, and sleight of hand.
Yeah, he pulls on a knife from his holster.
And I'm gonna save my last persona. What is the ob?
Your ob is 1. Wow.
Yay!
Come on, and no 6s. How dare you?
4.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, you got a B6, I guess. Yeah.
I did say, like I said, I wanted to keep him alive. I don't want to kill him, but I definitely want to incapacitate him.
So you gave him a light wound. So he's
light wound.
That's a B6. Yeah, okay. For him.
What was my wound again?
It was a mini wound.
Okay, well,
you know what? I'll be nice. I think it makes sense in this situation to do midi wound. It doing the like B6 thing, like the thing based on the knife, usually is only done in fight rules anyway. So I just like it most of the time. I like it because it gives a little bit more variety instead of just I either kill him with his roll, I don't. But I think in this case, I'll give you I'll let you give him a midi wound.
Well, plus I've already hit him earlier, so
yeah. Which he's not unconscious, but he is bleeding out. And he gets -2 dice to everything. So you stab him in the gut, and he falls to the ground. And he's just like, clutching his chest. Yeah, I guess who would act next? Who got
me?
You, yeah, either you or Joe.
Look, I'm helping in
Go ahead.
this.
Yeah.
Marguerite, so I would like to act out a scene from an opera I've been in where I am part of the ensemble helping to kill the bad guy.
Yep. Mm-hmm. with your dance
the main
moves.
Character. So we all just in the play, we all just do small things to them. So I'd like to
just dance on his
actually go forward with all the movements of beating up the guy like we did in the play, except actually punch.
Yeah. Obviously.
Would this be brawling, I guess?
It would be brawling, yeah.
Cool, so I don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would make sense. You're like, eh.
So basically, you just jump out the window and go, towards a guy who's already bleeding out.
I'm actually punching. Probably not very hard.
Well, yeah,
but
I mean, we're basically assuming that Marco, they're having like a fight, right? And he's stabbed, but like, then Marguerite comes out of nowhere. Like, basically, we don't see Marguerite in frame, and then the assumption is Marguerite's gonna come out of nowhere and do a dance move and kick him in the face, sort of thing.
Yeah. What is brawling? Is that power?
It's based on power, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Oh, and do I mark a routine test then for brawling then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with being learned, can I fork in acting, dancing?
You can't fork in anything for being learned, unfortunately.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll give you a bonus die for your vivid
Excellent.
description of how you are doing this.
Thank you.
But otherwise, yeah. Your op is 1 though. It's
sweet.
just base 1 because this is his brawling basically, right? So.
And he's like not doing so well.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, I beat this guy up
What's
so
your
bad.
What's your intent here? Do you want to just give him a light wound?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
Because giving him a light wound would make him pass out.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, you kick him in the face and then he goes
exactly,
down.
Yeah.
I do a really great I'm like doing really cool dance turns, and as I'm like spinning, I just kind of like, as I kick my foot out to make my leg straight, I get his face on the up.
Yep. And he goes down.
Marco just kind of turns to her and goes,
yeah.
like, okay.
Marguerite, as you do this, you feel something. You feel this like tingling.
Oh no.
Is it like in my foot, or is it like
Kinda, yeah. Give me 1 second. I just got to think about this for a brief moment. I'm trying to decide what I want to actually be happening here.
Cool.
Would you make a dance roll for me?
Oh, heck yeah. What's my
I think your ob's gonna be 3.
Okay, do I get to fork in stuff?
Fork in conspicuous.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my ob is 3, you said?
Okay. You feel a tingling as you dance. And you hear a voice. It seems to be coming like to your right or whatever. It's toward this like burning ring of fire. And it basically says, what would it say? It says, it's like a feminine voice, and it says, how would they present this? You hear a feminine voice in your mind say, "The gate is open, and so is the power. Reach out and claim it, Marguerite."
I just kind of look around and I'm like, did somebody say something?
I will offer you a deal, Marguerite.
What kind of deal?
Give up something you love, and you can have power.
What kind of power? Who are you?
The power of voodoo.
Hoodoo.
You
Do what?
do what? Remind me of a man.
What man?
A man with power.
What power?
The power of voodoo.
Hoodoo.
I'm so glad that you understood that reference, Emily.
I just did that with my mom
That's
today.
so funny.
Voodoo was the answer to a Jeopardy clue.
That's awesome. Basically, you get an impression in your mind more than anything. It's not an explanation, it's an impression. And you just understand basically that there, long ago, whatever ancient beings live inside this place that this portal is opened up to, they once granted magic to someone like you who did this exact like dance. Like this dance is a leftover. No, listen, this dance is literally like a leftover, like it used to be a magic thing and it got turned into a dance for an opera. But like this is literally like some sort of like ancient dance of power that like unlocked magic. And you happened to accidentally do it in front of this portal.
I thought you were gonna say like last time someone got kicked in the face, man. We're like, give that person magic.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So if I give up something I love, then I can get power.
Yep. Basically, yeah, you sense this, like, there is some sort of feminine ancient being beyond this portal that is, like, giving you this deal. And it can be anything. It can be anything that you love. But they're asking you to give up something that you truly love and care about, and you'll get something in return.
Would it be acceptable to say that I gave up my 2 cash dice?
No.
I mean,
Marguerite, it has to be your daughter.
You can't just
Marguerite
bribe
truly
it.
loves that money.
Yeah, her buckets of gold.
Yeah.
No, you can't just give it money.
Let's see.
And you can like say what it is to this thing now, and it's not like it will require you to go like right now and go like stab someone or whatever, right? Like it's basically saying like, I am ensuring that this deal will happen. Like if whatever you choose, it will be taken from you. I will take care of that. You just tell me what.
I mean, 100% Marguerite wants to know more about this before she says that she's going to give anything up. Like, just kind of like, what power would I have?
The same power that fuels the ones here. The same power that drives all of us on this world. Or all of you on this world. So taking a step back from like player knowledge stuff here, right? What's basically happening is it turns out there are multiple ways of movement that can channel this magic, but it all comes from the same source. So Joe and Vivienne do it through the sign language. Apparently there's a way to do it, some ancient way to do it through dance.
Oh my gosh, Marguerite's like seriously considering something a little wild right now.
Mm-hmm.
Would she do it? I don't know.
Do it.
Do it. She could give up her power of seduction.
Yeah, that is perfectly legitimate. Yeah, you could give up basically your attractiveness, right? Like no matter how, it's not that you give up your like your skill with seduction. It's just that no one will ever be attracted to you or seduced by you ever again.
Even Mr. Darcy.
That's how you deal with Mr. Darcy.
Basically, it's the equivalent of like, it's not that you'll become like actually ugly, but it's the equivalent of like the whole ancient thing of like give up your youth, for power sort of a thing. Except you'll look the same, but for some reason, magical reason, no one will be attracted to you anymore.
I'm trying to like decide. Would she do that? Because I don't know how. Because we don't know that much about magic.
Mm-hmm.
I guess she could join the magic women power cult.
Mm-hmm. There are openings.
They need a secretary.
Look, I'm not great at reading or writing, so I don't know if that's the job for me. I can be a dancer for the cult.
But yeah, because we know at this point that Marguerite wouldn't give up Isabeau because it would be there's no foreshadowing for that. She's worked very hard to like actually care about her.
Plus it said something you love. I mean, and let's face it, she just figured out how to do child rearing.
Look, I always loved her. I just didn't like her up until now.
Sure.
Yikes.
Sorry, I had to throw that one out there.
Yeah.
Yes, I think she'd do it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And
so much pressure from a voice inside my head.
I know. You hear the voice say, "It is done. Congratulations, Marguerite." And you feel power flow into you. It's more reserved though. Like the way that this is done, the being is handling most of like the strain on your body, where Joe basically was just like, "Ritual, come," sort of a thing, right?
Okay,
So
I immediately try and do some like really difficult dance move that only like the principal dancers can ever pull off to see if the power helps me with my actual dancing.
Oh, you want to use sorcery to make yourself a better dancer?
Well, I'm like, I don't know at this point what exactly.
So if you
is
just
doing.
start doing like the best dance that you know how to do or whatever, yeah, like it's nothing is particularly changed.
Okay.
But you do know that one dance that you did, like, I think you don't really know right now, like, what will actually like help you, like how you actually do it yet. But you get the sense that like over time it will become more clear to you, and this person will probably talk to you again, and yeah, or maybe not talk to you again, but like it's like the opposite of waking up and slowly forgetting your dream.
I'm waking up to the actual reality.
Yeah, you're slowly beginning to realize in your brain what you've been missing the entire time and how to understand it. As your third eye is opened, sort of thing.
Is my third eye seeing any sort of way to seduce people with sorcery instead?
No. That is the one avenue that will probably be closed off for you.
Still not sure if it was worth it or not.
Okay, so
you should probably have the other people go so we can do the things.
What?
Like have other people close the portal.
Yeah. So I guess Joe and Vivienne are the next people who are like. So yeah, I mean, if you wanted to, you could do this spell breaking thing on the portal.
I just think it's really funny that like we're literally like still in the room, like getting ready to like do this cool magic stuff, and then it's just like Marco just takes him out with a knife, and then and then Marguerite just kicks him and then gets magic. And I'm just like,
come on! I spent the entire campaign
trying to get magic. Like, do I sense that like she now has it?
Yes, because you and Vivienne are now in touch with that sort of thing.
So Marguerite's disability.
I'm just like, excuse you.
Margaret's disability is that she's ugly.
Is that she's ugly now? Yeah.
I'm not ugly. I'm just not attractive.
Am I ugly?
You are.
I'm beautiful but unattractive.
See, this is why Marco could not get magic, because he is drop dead gorgeous.
I think the best anyone would ever think of you is like, oh, like they're homely, like they're like nice.
This was a bad choice for Marguerite. All she had was her look. She's not a nice person.
And now you have magic.
I'm gonna have to be convinced this is a good choice.
Yeah.
If they don't love you, they will fear you.
So Joe and Vivienne, do you want to try to close this portal?
Yeah. I feel like this would be a Vivienne roll, and then I'd be helping, right? Because she knows the counter spell.
Yep. All right, Vivienne. You're doing untrained sorcery.
Great.
Wait, did you already roll?
This went so well last time.
I think so, because I did the The one time.
I
did the sign.
I just wanted to make sure we had marked that somewhere. You marked the difficult test on your perception, so that's good. So untrained sorcery, you get a 1 normal bonus die from, being innately gifted, sort of a thing. You can get 1 from Jo as she's helping you.
What's the ob?
Good question. Let's see what you're actually doing in the
close portal.
sorcery rules. Yeah, I know. It's like I don't think there's a spell for that exactly.
We also do need to stop Desiree from, bleeding out.
Yeah, Vivian's good at that.
Yeah, I don't know if Jo cares about that.
He's our only proof. Sure, we have like a whole bunch of people that just heard everything he said, and that was the entire purpose, but still, it's good to have someone who will talk.
I mostly just wanted to get revenge from Maxence, so.
This is the revenge, making sure that people who were in charge go to prison. Because that's what he just said. He essentially said, my uncle was also, partly to blame for.
Yeah. It's going to be a base ob 2, Vivian.
That's not too bad at all.
It's exactly too bad.
Oh.
I mean, it's going to go to 4.
Get it? Exactly too bad.
Dang it. Oh, I get it.
Well.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You can roll. You can spend a fate if you want to.
Might as well.
There's a 1 in 12 chance.
It's the last session. Just rolling 1d6.
Mm-hmm. Well, 1 success, but not enough. You needed a 6. Okay, so I think let's do the unintended effect again.
Make it bigger.
I don't think it does that necessarily.
Just kidding.
I don't know. What's a good idea of like some way this could go wrong? She's trying to break the magic, right? Like she could either, break other magic. It could be opposite and make magic stronger.
She accidentally breaks Marguerite's magic, and now she's just ugly.
I was gonna say.
Wouldn't that be awful?
I'm about to dance on your face.
That would be so mean. I won't do that. That's very mean.
Maybe like breaks the cloak entirely instead of just. Well, was that what the original?
That was kind
We're
of
trying to break the portal, close the portal, specifically right now.
Yeah.
And the only thing I can think of, like a real consequence, is like something gets out before you can close it, right? That's the only thing I can think of.
But I feel like that's like outside the scope of this campaign, right? Like,
yeah, like what do we even do if that happens?
If a demon gets loose, like that's it, right? Like
just like, well, all right.
That's the end of the campaign. You fail. Let's just do
maybe the uncommon, maybe the side effect is that she accidentally kills.
That's what I was gonna say.
Kills him.
Kills Desiree.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah, let's do this.
Now Vivian's going to have to live with the consequences of feeling like she killed somebody. Yeah. And also, and now we don't have our...
Mm-hmm. So this is what happens, right? Vivian, you close the portal, right? It starts to close, but it starts to like... It's almost like a wind picks up, and it starts to suck everything towards it. And like, you guys, you can grab onto something, right? But like, Desiree's just on the ground, and he just gets sucked into the portal as it closes. And you just see his limp body just fall among the charnel pit of lost and broken souls. And the portal closes. I just
kind of turn around like he was our evidence.
Well, okay, like, sorry, do you want to try to do magic to close a portal?
I
think that's just what she says as she like steps in front of like Vivian, like.
I kind of go, I think you're the least qualified person here to do that.
It's like, I don't think you understand, like, who who's going to believe us? Especially,
and then I'm just like, we have magic now. Everyone's gonna believe us. I mean, I don't think Joe says that, but just like that's what she's.
That's what you're thinking, yeah.
I'm like, really? I'm a noble lady, so I have, a good reputation. We have Pascal over here, who's also a nobleman, and Vivienne, of course, who is engaged to apparently their kind of boss. So I think we have a pretty good case going. We're fine.
I hope for everyone's sake that you're right.
I was.
I mean, she says it a lot more sophisticatedly than I did, but
yeah.
So I mean, she just kind of like takes Vivienne's hands and just says, "So what do you want to do?" Like with Matthias. Do we just like go confront him and like figure out what's going on?
Yeah, this is the question, right? Like, I feel like all three of you, or Marguerite if she wants to come too, right? Like, need to go either to Matthias or to Crozier, right? Like, those are the two next things.
I feel like we should go to the person who likes us right now,
Matthias,
as opposed to the one who wants me dead.
Right. Well, because if we go to him, he can, in a way, almost put an end to it, right? Desiree's gone, and he can say, guys, this is not what I want. Like, step down, like they're all doing this kind of, I mean, for themselves, of course, because they want power, but they're also doing it for him. They see him as their king. I don't know. I feel like he might have some kind of leverage here.
That makes sense. Okay, so
he has influence.
We cut to him. Marguerite, do you come with them? Or do you want to head to blackmail Crozier? Oh, first, do you want to get blackmail on Crozier?
I mean,
it would help my cause to go to Matthias with them to then.
That makes sense. Yep.
I mean, she just got blackmail on Crozier.
Yeah. Okay, so Matthias, we see Matthias is in his like estate, his modest estate, like in the city, and you're in his like sitting room or whatever, just tea in front of you. There's an unfinished painting of Vivienne, on this easel. And what did we come in on? Have you just told him something? What was this? Okay, yeah. What was the sentence that you just told him before we cut into this scene? How would you have broke the news to him? Hey, we murdered the assassin that was trying to kill your dad and get you to be the king. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think Vivienne would specifically open with, I think I just killed a man. And then she would probably go more into, and like he knows something about you that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his eyes widen.
Or I knew.
He knew what?
About your heritage, I guess.
He swallows. So you know then.
She nods.
And what do you think about all of it?
I'm trying to think of she would. I think she just says, Matthias, if you weren't involved in their plots, I think nothing bad of you.
He swallows again.
She looks down at her feet.
What are the rest of you saying? Like, or you know, how do you look and whatnot?
Well, am I having to translate or not?
I mean, yeah, I assume.
Okay. I mean, at that point, then, I mean, Joe's not, I mean, she's just trying to be the best she can be for Vivienne. She wouldn't say anything.
Marco's probably in the corner thinking things through.
Yeah. So I think he says, I didn't know how far it would go. I didn't know how far reaching it was. They told me they could get me in a state. I knew that was the only way that you and I would be together. Was if I had something to offer.
People died, Matthias.
He doesn't know what to say or how to even look at you.
At this point, if there is this much of awkward silence, Marco might speak up.
Yeah.
I should try and give him the same deal he gave to Desiree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if she would react differently in this situation than she typically would. Because this could be a point where her character just kind of snaps because, well, no, I don't think that would happen because it's Vivienne. But if I wanted to take it to a more dramatic end, then I would have her snap and be like, okay, I literally almost, like, a guy almost died over the fact that I thought you were better than him, and yet, like, you've gotten people killed.
Well, did you almost die?
Do it.
No.
Do it, Carly. I feel like Vivienne would totally do that in this situation. She's had this has happened over and over again at this point.
Didn't she almost die over it too? In the car?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep. Literally. Yeah, Matthias knew.
I mean,
okay,
so wait,
was.
this literally.
Wait,
oh my gosh! Wait.
He almost killed Matthias. Did he not know at that point? Was it all an act?
Oof.
Which one?
It was all an act.
Oh no.
Ugh. That's why my ugly truth worked so well, was because he was just like, gotta play this off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dang. Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think about that until just now.
Mm-hmm.
Did I?
He was gonna have a happy ending. Caleb!
This is Caleb. Do you think happy endings exist with him?
You can.
Stories.
Vivienne can.
Joe is just like reeling. Like, she wants to like punch him in the face so bad, but she's like, no, I gotta like let Vivienne like speak her mind. Like, I'm like, speak your mind, woman.
Do I need to make a roll to put together the fact that the whole thing where he almost died was an act?
If you just thought of it, then no, you can just,
okay.
And basically, like, you know, out of character, like, basically what happened is he did need Joe, and he was like, oh, Matthias is here. Oh, that's awkward. And then, like, wasn't ever going to kill him, but, like, had to do, you know, it had to be convincing and whatnot.
So, like, oh my gosh. So, like, that's the only reason I think Matthias was able to actually tackle him down, right?
Yeah.
He had to act it out.
And just in reference, like
At that point,
I let the roles happen where they may, but that's a great explanation for what happened.
No, totally. Like, no, I know that's why it happened was because of the roles, but like story wise, that makes more sense, right? That it was, the only way I feel like it would have actually happened. Messed up. I can't believe I gave this man a blessing. I'm like reeling over that right now.
See, I'm thinking this is going to be for her like a Hamilton situation where she's like, you know, I mean, she's Vivienne, so she's like, I know that I can find it in my heart to forgive this guy because I do love him. But like right now, she's like, I cannot see your face for a while. Like, so I don't know exactly what she would say here.
You're gonna need to prove yourself again, essentially, without the crown.
Yeah.
What's so fascinating about this is like Kleber gave her every reason to like go with him and had a messed up past, but still was like, I'm gonna try to, you know, make up for it, sort of thing. Now we have the exact same situation, but like it's just curious to me like how Vivienne might handle it differently, not only just because it's the second time, but because it's Matthias and not Kleber. Like it's fascinating to just think into the psychology of like, is Vivienne gonna forgive this guy more easily than she'd forgive Kleber because she wants to forgive him and she never wanted to forgive Kleber, right? Like,
well, okay, that's not true though. Like,
well you never wanted
she legitimately,
Kleber.
but she legitimately forgave him. She just didn't want to continue being with him.
Yeah. Just a fascinating little we found ourselves in. I mean, you just not say anything and just leave.
No, I think I'm just trying to think of how to word this because I know what she wants to say, but I think she just says before walking out, you can explain yourself in a letter. And then walks out.
Okay. Yeah.
Then as we're walking out, Joe just turns back and goes,
what a trap.
I would love to give him a slap.
Yeah, you just walk over and slap him across the face.
Yeah.
He lets you.
I mean, I was gonna do something more serious to talk to him.
I mean, Margaret, you do that and then you walk out with them.
Yeah, I'm part of their magic gang now.
Right, true.
The magic girl group.
Yeah, you guys haven't talked about that yet, but you all know it.
I might stick back and talk with him and say, seems like you messed up.
And he looks at you and he gets really serious and he says, I don't know if I should go through with it or not.
Go through with what? Like, what's he mean?
Mr. Tisby, I believe in their cause. I don't like their methods, but I know something is wrong with this country.
And you think this is going to fix it?
What if I made a claim for the throne?
Then it would be the same thing over with different people.
Make that persuasion check.
Okay, I want to.
Yeah, basically you're telling him like the parable of the second son. You know, if you just switch the roles, you'll become the first son, and they will be the second son, and the exact same thing will happen again.
I don't know what I could fork in. Maybe I don't know if intimidation would help here. The only thing I can think, rule of law, I could see, but in the sense that, like, look, this is like, it's more political than rule of law, though. Is it?
Yeah, it's not rule of law exactly. It's like, yeah, politics wise or something like that.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I can think of is empathy, maybe, and possibly intimidation.
You could add in something with intimidation if you wanted to. Like, you could just be like, it would be my duty as an officer of the law to stop you, sort of a thing.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, look, you are currently like, from what I know, it's like you essentially Desiree's gone. I don't have I don't have someone to implicate with. Essentially, like, you're it now, and I'll use you if I have to. Could I if I say that? Could I fork in rule of law?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. And one thing I also want to say, like, it's like, look, if you want to make, one thing I kind of want to add into is, like, the only way you are going to make things right with Vivian is if you make things right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could get an empathy with that, sure. But okay. So that is persuasion with rule of law, empathy, intimidation.
Because I feel like Vivian's really the thing he really cares about above everything else, right?
He was saying, like, he was saying himself.
He did this originally to be with her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And no, Artha, I'm saving that because I still might die.
But when you're told, like, hey, you should be the king because you can save everyone, sometimes that goes to your head.
Mm-hmm. What's the ob?
It's going to be his will, so let me double check what that is.
I'm currently at, like, 9, so...
Will of 4.
That's not bad.
There you go. So your intent was basically like, you have to give that up and do what's right, which means coming with me and being my witness.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Because technically he's done nothing wrong, right? Like, no, I mean,
at this point he hasn't. Yeah.
He hasn't killed anybody. He just knows about the stuff.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
if he goes through with it, then he will.
And the thing is, he's a nobleman. So if he, because as of right now, nobody knows that he's, like, the general populace doesn't know that he's the bastard son of the king. He's just a minor nobleman, right, who was shunted off into some family as an adopted son a long time ago, sort of a thing.
I mean, technically, can he say all that he's about to say without outing himself as a commoner?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
He just knows about it, right? Like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Pascal can also probably come forward too, since he's inherited something and he knows like what's going on. So
that's true. It's just that when you have someone who's like in the middle of it, it means a lot more.
Yeah. So
for sure, but he's also a witness. He saw somebody murder his uncle also.
Yeah. So
that guy's still out there, but
he is.
Mm-hmm.
The situation we have right now, right, basically is like, all right, Matthias has agreed to do this. And we're obviously going to have, like, the whole scene where Marco builds a case. And it's going to be probably just one roll, but, like, Marco's going to literally, like, be like, here is my case. Give it to the authorities. And, like, his role will determine whether or not like, justice is done, right? But obviously the last thing that needs to happen before that happens is a confrontation with Crozier has to happen. So,
does that have to happen before?
I mean, I feel like...
My plan was to build up the case
and then
go to the authorities
and
go to the authorities, go to Crozier with the authorities.
Okay.
That was my plan.
While Marco's doing that, would you go to Crozier to blackmail him?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's do that first then. So Marguerite, you show up in Crozier's office.
Fellow magic girls, would you like to come along to blackmail this man?
We're doing Sailor Moon now.
Kawaii.
Magic girls.
I don't think Vivian would be there.
I feel like Vivian is. Yeah, I don't know that Joe really has a reason. Yeah. Like,
I mean, I was
other than to like maybe practice her magic on him. That's the only argument I could see you making, because now she's got to practice a bunch. So
I mean, I'm not.
I don't
I'm
know.
just,
Like,
like,
if you invited her, I guess
I'm
she'd
just
say
kind of like
yes.
stating what I'm doing. Like, I'm going to go blackmail this guy who's involved in all this and hopefully get a better role in the opera. Would you guys
I
like to
feel like
come?
if anything else, Joe's more curious now about Marguerite. Like, okay, how did this girl end up? Like, I've studied my whole life to
Yeah.
get magic, and then this girl does some fancy dance moves in front of a portal and gets it.
Marguerite was just incredibly lucky.
Yeah, no kidding. So I think I'll follow her. Why not? I'll like escort Vivienne home, let her rest, and then I'll go with her.
Okay.
Why not?
So you get to the office door and you can hear inside that Crozier is kind of mumbling to himself, and like you can sense he's moving a bunch of stuff around.
I open the door without knocking.
Yeah, so he's like grabbing like documents, like shoving them into like a bag. Like he's obviously like trying to cover his tracks basically at this point.
I just open the door and I just kind of go, "Hello, Bertrand."
And he stiffens and then turns around and he says, "Oh, hello, Mary."
Look, I know what's been going on. I know what you've been involved in. Now, I think that there's probably some sort of open audition for bigger roles in the opera, don't you think?
I don't know what you think you know, Marguerite, but this is this is silly. This is foolishness. You don't know anything.
We just came from confronting Matthias.
His eyes widen like, what the heck? How did you know that name?
I figured Emily was gonna go.
Yeah, do this one. And I think he goes up to you to try to like grab you basically.
I would like to go into another dance move that involves some sort of kicking to hopefully it worked last time. Maybe it'll work with magic this time. I don't know how any of this works.
Sure. So same dance then?
I guess.
Is your goal to brawl him or to do sorcery?
Yeah, I wanna like kick, but also hopefully there's magic behind it too.
Okay. Make an untrained sorcery roll.
So is sorcery being learned?
Yep, sorcery being learned.
And then what's it from?
It's getting me an ob 2.
What's the is it
perception? Yep.
Okay. Ob 2. It is possible. Is it worth it to put a persona in this role versus a role later on?
Wait a second. I'm fine with this being speed. If you would rather have sorcery based in speed.
Let me look. Nope, I'd rather have it based in perception.
Okay. Because speed is what you base dancing off of, so
nope, my perception's better. I'd rather be based on that.
Sounds good.
Okay. Is it worth it to put a persona in?
I mean, it's the last session, right?
I have 2. I'll put 1 in just in case he tries to kill me. Then I die.
That's what I'm doing too.
Okay. So no modifiers, 1 Artha. Ob 2, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Oh no, that's a bad roll.
And
was
0
really bad.
6s.
Let's see.
I mean, can I re-roll?
Oh yeah, you can do
with a fate?
6s if you want. Yeah.
I don't have any 6s. Can I?
Yeah.
But can I use a fate to re-roll 1?
Oh, just a note. Technically, sorcery automatically open ends 6s.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, you can still do just to note.
Okay.
Well, wait, if that... Oh, okay, never mind. She didn't roll any 6s in her last
No,
one.
No, I'm just going to use one fate to hopefully just get something, maybe.
To make it less awful, whatever's about to happen.
Nope.
You're going to give me all your magic. Ha 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 ha.
Okay, what I'm going to do for this is instead it's a hindrance, so you get a +3 obstacle, so you're brawling that you're going to attempt here.
Cool. Okay, so now...
But I'll roll for him to see what he's...
Okay.
Because he's basically going to, like, try to choke you and, like, push you against the wall or whatever to just be like, how dare you, like, that sort of thing.
Excellent.
So he didn't, like, interrogate you, basically. He has no brawling.
Oh, excellent. That's good.
Okay, you literally just have to get...
What's
Well, so
+3?
normally it would be... Yeah, just put the base up as 3.
Okay, wait, base ob is 3 or additional complications? Because, like, does the 3
right,
get
you're
doubled?
right. No, I don't think it does. So
base ob is 1.
Put the ob as...
Or 0? Because he technically got a 0?
Put the ob as 1.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, and then additional complications as 3.
Okay, cool. This isn't going to go well.
Oh.
Well,
Both of us got 0.
Yikes.
Mark a difficult
Okay, so
test.
difficult
on
in
So
power.
you both go for each other and then miss.
difficult in
Yeah, it's like the
power.
duel all over again.
Yeah. Basically, you're just like both catfighting each other. Like it's just like no. And eventually, he just pulls back and he just says, he points a finger in your face and he just like, Marguerite, you leave at once. You're fired.
Can I try to...
You know my name.
Can I try to use sorcery to like hold him?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Are you there with them?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, she came.
Okay.
She
I missed that.
RSVP'd yes.
Oh, I stepped out for a second, so I missed that part.
I just want to like do a basic like hold spell.
Yeah. So, it'd be evoke, force a versus test between his sorcery skill and the target's physical stat. So he's basically just making a power test versus your sorcery.
Okay. So how to make the power test?
So real quick, I'll do that. Yep.
Okay.
So
my base ob
put the
is
base
1.
ob as 0.5 because he's rolling a stat 2. So this is it's the same. There's no doubling involved.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you do the magic sign that basically means like stop, right? And he's just like immobilized. His finger in your
I would
face.
like to start gathering up all those papers that he was holding before, and
And I just kind of
those.
go, you might be firing me now, but I don't think you'll be in any position to fire anybody very soon. Also, I did get better at dancing. You should have at least given me a shot.
And he just says, I'll give you a shot, Marguerite. I promise. You're leading the whole thing. Just please.
Excellent. Can I like pull out a sheet and I'm like, can you sign that right here, please?
He can't move, so he's like,
I put the pen in his hand and move the
move the paper.
Move the paper underneath.
Sure. It's a very bad signature, but
I went to rub ink on his thumb and fingerprint it to show that he did do it indeed.
What you'd want is his signet
you probably have like
ring, right?
like a seal or something. Yeah, you can just take like a
Excellent.
signet ring off and just steal it in wax. Yep.
Perfect. Well, that's all I wanted. Look, I wasn't trying to do anything bad to you. I deserved more than you were giving me.
I'm just like touching speech. Let's go.
Yeah.
I slap him.
We got the documents. And just I would kind of like to just throw this out there, right? If that he gets arrested, who does the opera house go to? Does it go to Marco?
Marco?
That's what I was wondering. Marco knows nothing about an opera
I
house
think you
running.
should definitely
Is
go
the
to
Link
opera
go
house
to
gonna
Marco.
bring his family out of poverty?
That's what I was thinking.
Does he know somebody who knows stuff about operas?
No, I don't think so.
Keep that in mind. Okay. So
I slap you too.
Marguerite and Joe, you turn to leave, and a man who is he's blonde, he has spectacles, and he's holding
That
a knife.
man.
Yeah, holding a knife is in front of the. He's like in the door frame, like the threshold of the door, and he just says, "Now, where do you think you two are going?"
Don Charles.
Yeah.
I say to go get my new rehearsal outfit as the lead.
And he points the knife and he says, "You won't be taking your pretty little self." I guess he wouldn't say that because you're not pretty to him anymore. He says,
Even his threats
he like turns to like Joe, like, "Your pretty self."
yeah. Basically, he just says, "You won't be taking yourself or those documents anywhere. I've worked far too hard to put this into place to have it ruined by two women."
Oof. Oh, that triggers her. Oh, no. Don't you dare. Gotta use some sorcery on this, mother.
Yeah. I mean, let's have everybody make steel tests here.
Okay.
Yeah.
See
because this is surprising to you, right? Like to have this guy right here. So just see if he gets to act first or you guys get to act first.
And it's
Maybe I should have
hesitation.
Yep.
Right.
Maybe I should have come after all.
Well, there's no way that I'm going to go first then.
It's one of the
only
reasons
have a
I asked,
4.
Marco.
There's no
Marco's like, okay,
way.
let's get this taken care of the right way, the smart way.
I know.
Wait, when I'm rolling this, is it truly getting challenging tests every time?
No. Steel
Okay,
works
that's what I was
differently.
thinking.
Yep.
I was like, that didn't make any
0
sense.
modifier. No Artha, base op 6. There's just no way.
Ooh.
So the 6 is automatically reroll, so you could spend one item.
fate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That actually wasn't that bad. I mean, I might as well. I've got like 10 fate still. So, all right. Roll 1d6. Greater than 4. Exclamation mark. Nope.
Okay. So he gets to act first, basically.
Wait,
Well,
does
he
have
has to roll.
He's not being surprised. He's sneaking up on you guys.
Well, he said something though.
He used his surprise action already.
I gotta be honest, I don't have a character sheet for him, so.
Come on.
Caleb.
Okay, all right. Give me
Oh
half
my
a second.
gosh.
Gotta be fair. Fair's fair.
All right.
Look,
You should have made one last session
slap
when you
him.
made this guy. Wait, I mean, you made this guy up like 2-3 sessions ago.
No,
Come
I
on.
don't know. I usually am so good about this.
You made this guy up a while ago.
I know.
Like maybe second session, honestly. Because it's pretty early in my notes. Maybe third. But like, it was when I was still using my Sharpie pen. And I don't know where that's been for a while.
Let's see. What's his hesitation? Okay. No, he fails.
Ooh, okay.
So Alyssa, you go first.
Sweet. Then I will try. I mean, let's be real. I mean, the smart thing to do would probably just be to use like a hold spell again and then like just leave.
Yeah.
But he said like, I'm not going to let this happen by 2 women. So my thought is, let's turn him into a woman. But that's not going to actually like do anything though. You know
you
what
could
I mean?
totally do that though.
But
Just
he's
saying.
not going to like...
Okay,
I mean,
so you
maybe
could,
he would
you
be
could
like so shocked.
You could transform him into a mundane, harmless creature, like a bird or a fish.
I thought you were going to say a woman.
No, I'm just saying, like, technically you can. Oh, wait a second. That's transform yourself. Oh, to transform another, it's ob 1 plus the victim's fort.
Yeah, I don't know that I would like try. I don't know that I would do that necessarily. I feel like, I don't know. Should I just try to hold him or should I try something different? What do we think here, guys?
I mean, to be honest, you could also literally just give him the trait like feminine or woman, right? Like,
oh, what am I doing with this knife?
exactly.
Because women can't hold knives.
Right, of course, yeah.
Well, yes, of course. In the kitchen.
That's how they. That's how they have to. Why they have to resort to dancing.
No, I feel like I'd have to like make him like stop before I like did any like haha trickery on you. Sort of.
So you want to do that first then?
Yeah. So I'll just try to hold him again.
Okay.
Or not again, but hold him now.
Mm-hmm.
Hold him? That's a little weird.
That is a little weird.
I thought you were a feminist.
See, I was thinking it. I just wasn't saying it.
Okay. So what am I rolling?
I'm just trying to
figure out what his power is.
Yeah. I'm like giving him skills and stuff.
I'm assuming he'd probably be more like scholarly and whatnot since he's a lawyer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, so against a target's physical stat, martial, or physical skill, or health attribute, he has the skill knives, so he's gonna basically in response try to stab you before you can do this.
Okay.
So that's his role here. He's gonna fork in anatomy and surgery because he's also a doctor.
Ooh. Gross. Okay. I don't like my chances here, but
yeah, we'll see how many successes. Okay, you got 3 successes.
Okay. All right. So base up 3.
Base up 3. Yeah.
Dang, so that makes it a 6. Oh, crap.
We're untrained witches.
So like basically I have to get all successes in order to make this work. All right, here we go. Oh, oops, I forgot to click. Oh no. Okay, well I'm gonna roll 2 fates.
Automatically roll that 6. Sorry, I should really mark this on your sheet that it's gonna automatically roll.
Okay.
96.
There we go. 6.
I just clicked mine, so it did it.
Greater
yeah,
than
there's like
4.
a little thing next to
Explosion.
Okay, so that's 3. So then that means I can only roll 1 fate then?
Yes. Yep.
Dang it. Okay, well then this is like just not likely at all.
Very, very unlikely, yes.
Okay, well I mean I might as well.
Yeah, you have fate to burn.
Nope.
Oh, no. Okay, so let's see.
Under perception.
We gonna die.
Yep.
I think what happens is you accidentally do it to yourself instead.
Right.
Accidentally
hold myself?
Yeah, you immobilize yourself, and then he just stabs you.
Dang it. It couldn't be that I accidentally release what's his face?
You probably do that too, honestly.
Oh, dang it.
Jeez. Why did you have to say that?
Because I don't want to like have myself be held and stabbed. Like that's just not a good situation. Like being stabbed, like, okay, that's already bad enough, but now I'm held and well, I guess I would break my own concentration, whatever. I don't know. Basically I hold myself and so he gets a chance to I'm not still held after I get stabbed.
Kinda, I think.
No.
Well, again, magic doesn't work. This isn't D&D rules necessarily. Right? This is just an unintended effect.
We said you break concentration.
No,
already.
I just said when Marco did that, his invisibility dropped, but that was just because of the situation. Don't assume D&D rules. So
I wasn't. You already set that up earlier.
I didn't. Okay, that was my fault for giving that false assumption. So you get stabbed. You have a mini wound now. Two penalty dice. Marguerite, what do you do?
I mean, I feel like I gotta go with my sorcery again, you know.
Yeah. What are you gonna try to do?
I would like to try and make him attack Crozier.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. I think what you're doing is you're doing trait. You're basically giving the target a trait, and the trait is like hates Crozier, right? Like.
Okay. Sure, whatever you say.
It's gonna be an up 3.
Cool. Yeah. Oh.
Nope. Difficult on your perception.
I will use I'll use one fate because at this point we're dead. So
Yeah.
here we go. Nope, just one.
So, let's see what happens for you.
I'm never gonna learn sorcery because I'm doing things that are too hard.
Yeah.
Or I need to do something way harder, and then my perception goes up.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
I'm gonna have you do attacks. So do a fort test with ob 3. Ob 3 fort test.
Fort. Ob 3.
All right,
there's a 6 there.
Yeah, you want to spend that?
Yeah. Oh, do I spend my last fate on this? I guess.
Oh no.
Wait, so what is this? This is rolling for attacks?
So basically, if you don't roll that 6, your fort will go down by 1.
Oh, and that's not good, is it?
No.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, there we go.
Yep, so you're good. So you feel the energy start to like go inward on you to like drain you, like you're a life force of energy, but you push it away. But it doesn't work. Yeah.
Jeez.
And then he turns to you. Probably what happens is when Jean-Charles like stabs you, Joe, he probably like does it very intimately and then like whispers in your ear like, this is what all witches deserve. And then he turns to you, Marguerite, and he says, you're dabbling with things that are not meant for women.
What is sexist?
Yeah, he's just pure sexist, yeah.
Cool.
Magic was given to the second sons. Given to us by the gods. By the god of travel and heroism. He came with a red cloak. And he's like kind of just ranting now, right? Like he's just like,
I'm like, are you talking about Xanatos?
And he looks at you and he says, do not speak the name of our god.
Like clearly he thought we were worthy.
No, he's like, he's my friend.
Blasphemy.
I am a friend of Xanatos.
Xanatos is a friend of mine. I am a friend of Xanatos. Xanatos is a friend of mine. I am a friend of Xanatos.
That does not work at all. But yeah, he basically just starts ranting and says like, he would not leave the gifts out just for anyone to take. It took someone clever. It took someone like me to discover the secret. To take fire from the gods, but he wanted us to do that. He was a tricky god, that one. He came with others, clad in cloaks of varying shades. I saw them come to this place from beyond. Have you seen the beyond, Marguerite? I think he probably doesn't say your name. He probably just says, have you seen the beyond witch?
Is that like a sandwich that's beyond like what most people eat?
Oh boy.
No, it's made with the like Beyond Meat stuff.
So yeah, I mean, Margaret, he's not like stabbing you at this point. Like he's in this like weird kind of like religious thing.
I just kind of go, what did you have to give up to get the power?
And he kind of like twitches and he says, I was not deemed worthy for the power.
Yeah.
Not yet. But I will carve it from your flesh. And then he like basically like starts to point the knife at you like.
I just kind of tell him, this is how I got it, and do the dance move.
You try to brawl him?
Yeah, with my dance move. Ooh. No bueno.
Op 3.
Okay, so it's ob 3 for being
I have to
learned.
say, he's really not rolling that well. It's just
No.
we're just not trained in this.
Yeah.
Oh, nope.
Nope. No
Nope.
dice.
Nope, no.
Literally no
Test of
dice.
Power. Yeah. So, he obviously stabs you.
Obviously.
Yep. So, midi wound for you. So basically, like you fall to the ground, Marguerite. I think Joe. I think you're still basically just, immobile, but you're like bleeding out, and yeah, you're both just like bleeding. And he stands there, and he just starts to like get like a really creepy look on his face, like he's like serial killer levels. Like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna, and then he realizes that what's his face? Bertram Crozier is like free, right? And like he's gathering up the papers that Joe dropped, and he's like trying to leave basically. And then he turns to Crozier and he says, I came for you too. You made one too many mistake, Crozier. You're the only weak link in this whole situation now.
I have a question. Would this have been enough time for me to go to the authorities and like plead my case to them?
Possibly, yes. I think I want to play out just this initial moment with them real quick. But yeah, I definitely want Marco to like, hopefully, like if things go really bad, to like hopefully make that roll and show up, guns blazing sort of thing. And so I think he turns to Crozier. They're facing off, and Crozier says, I don't know, Jean-Charles, you don't know what you're doing. We need to leave Anasteire. Things have gotten too out of hand. The plan, everything has gone. It's not going to happen now. And then he just like shakes his head and he says, No. Your part in the plan has failed. My plan is still going. Because as soon as I carve the secret from their skins, then I will go kill the king myself. And then Sir Van Dam will do exactly what we tell him. Because I've gotten under his skin too. He's going to be the king. And then people like you, people who want to oppress people like me, well, he'll take care of you. He will take care of you. And I think Crozier's probably gonna like try to convince him to like let him go. I don't know if he has a skill for this really.
Try to convince him or just run. Maybe he's faster than him.
Yeah, he doesn't have a persuasion. He has like haggling, but like
just haggling for his life.
I'll give you whatever you want.
I guess he has falsehood. I'm trying to think of like what he said was like particularly. Yeah, I think what Crozier showed was kind of a lie. It was like the whole plan has gone to crap. When he doesn't necessarily know that, he's just like, he's trying to save his own skin. So he's going to roll that in response. And what is this guy's will? 5. Okay.
Oof.
Nope. Does he have fate? He does have fate. Well, I'll have him spend 2 fate. He can roll 3d6. Oh,
Whoa!
wow. That's exactly what he needed. Okay. Wow. All right.
I wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either. Okay, so I think what happens is Jean-Charles slowly, Crozier explains again, like, you don't understand, Jean-Charles. They know. They knew about everything. They knew about Matthias. They knew everything has gone. Everything is gone. It's over.
It would be a good time for me to walk in.
Yeah, and then Jean-Charles, I think, slowly nods, like almost as if he's like a rabid dog who's like just been given the instant cure to rabies sort of a thing. And he's like, oh, all right. Yes. We have plans upon plans. We can come back. There will still be time. And then this would be the part where they just like leave, right? But hopefully when they turn around, you'll be there. So let's make that roll.
Okay. So I'd be going to the police station. I'm guessing persuasion.
Persuasion is your main skill here, and
Yes.
then you can fork in some stuff. Yeah.
I'd fork in murder wise and rule of law.
Yep.
Because those are the obvious ones. Maybe empathy if
I don't think so. No.
say try and make the emotional argument, but
Yeah, but that's more about like reading people. So like, I don't think your
yeah,
read of
that's fine.
people in this situation necessarily doesn't help.
So rule of law murder wise, I don't think intimidation would help.
If you did
Maybe-
that and failed, it would be very bad for
It'd
you.
be very bad, yeah. But my other thought is obviously I didn't come here alone. I came here with people saying like, hey, look, this is something that happened.
Yeah, so Pascal came with you, Matthias came with you,
Yes.
whoever knows, yeah. So
Yeah.
if you did want to, yeah, they can help you with skills, but if you did want to do intimidation and say something like, well, just
I
real
don't-
quick, say something like, it's your responsibility as lawmen to like uphold the law here, like even if this is like, Crozier you're going against, like you need to do your job sort of thing, and if you don't, like I'll go to someone higher up than you, like that could be one thing you say.
I don't think he would say that though.
Yeah. Okay, so Pascal.
Mhm.
So does it really?
I'm currently
have
at 3
the
modifiers.
skill? I'll give you a bonus die for just the general, like they have their witnesses.
Mhm.
I don't think Pascal can offer you another die though with like any of his skills, but Matthias has oratory, and so he'll help you out, and he'll explain some of the situation in a flowery
He gets
way.
3 die from them?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Cool.
3 more modifiers beyond that.
Oh, so there's my 3 modifiers and then 3 more on top of that?
Yep.
Okay. So that is 6 modifiers total.
And I think
If
the
I
ob
s-
is going to be 5. Like you're basically
let's
trying to
see.
convince like the captain of the guard to like
Okay,
do something about this.
So makes it. So I've got my already bonus die.
Can he get a +1 just for the fact that like this is his uncle and he's like turning in his own uncle?
That's right. There's a circle with my uncle.
Yeah, I don't think circles in this situation is going to help
Okay.
you.
I don't know. I never use my circles anyway.
Yeah. Let me just double check. Okay, yeah, you don't have any reputations or affiliations or anything that'll help you here, so.
Okay, so just make sure I got all my modifiers. Make sure I'm counting them right. So there's my bonus I got from the guy.
Yep.
Then there's murder wise and rule of law, and then the 3 bonus die from Matthias. Is that how I understand
And
this?
Pascal, yeah.
So what were you saying? What was the first die that you said?
The I forget his name. The guy in the cloak. He gave me a bonus die for stuff.
Oh, Xanatos.
Xanatos. Yeah, he gave me the thing to offset
sure.
this thing.
Yeah. So yeah,
So-
then the other 3 dice is like Matthias.
So 1, 2, 3 for my skills and the bonus die.
is
Then
it?
Matthias and Pascal.
Matthias, the bonus die. Was there another?
So
there's
let's start.
not
So
another.
there's the bonus die, murder wise, rule of law for me.
Yeah.
And then what do they give me?
I think it might have only been 2. Why did I say 3?
Well, no, because you said 1 for the witness and then 1 for his oratory.
Yes, so that's only 2. So just 2.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so I have 5 modifiers. Just wanted to make sure we're doing it right.
Yeah, it's gonna be on 5. That's the will of the captain of the guard, basically.
So this is 11 versus 5.
It's not terrible odds.
It's a little better than a coin flip. Maybe about 70-ish%. I can't tell. It goes. My chart doesn't go that far. I'm not going to use any Artha. Base ob 5. Right?
Yep.
Oh, just barely.
Nice. And that was only routine for you, man.
And I don't need routine.
Yeah.
I need challenging, but whatever. If it was challenging, we wouldn't have made it at all.
Yeah. So Marco.
Look, I need routine for persuasion.
Yeah. Marco, what we see, they turn around, right? And we see you with the 2 guards who beat you up.
I figured as much.
And the captain of the guard, right? Like, those are the 2 people we focus on, and they're begrudgingly with you, like...
And they see a guy standing there with the knife and 2 stabbed ladies on the ground.
Seriously, at the very least, they got him for that, right? Like... And I think we can just epilogue there, right? Because it's not like they're going to have a big... They're not gonna, even if they did fight back, it's not like anyone's gonna. Yeah, it's just kind of a moot point at this point. They're arrested. And I don't think there's like any other like in the immediate things they need to take care of. So I think it's like cut to epilogue, right? So what do we see? What's the like? If this was a movie where at the end like we see a footage of them and then it pauses and then we see text on the screen, it's like Marco would go on to blank 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 blank, right? Like what is the? So let's start with Marco. What's the epilogue for all of you guys?
Well, I think you guys. I mean, I think we all came to the conclusion. Marco gets everything that was originally going to his uncle.
Yeah, I totally.
He's now rich beyond his wildest imagination, and he and his wife now live at the
opera house. Yeah, perfect.
Well, he finally gets. It's like, and Marco finally gets to be with his wife.
Yeah, like the person who's never been in the story.
Exactly. But you were doing it all for her. We see her come. And I think like when she's comes,
also drop dead gorgeous.
Obviously. I think when
she didn't have to be with him.
Yeah. When she comes, like we don't hear any like sound. We just see them like hug and kiss, and then we see her like touch her stomach, like, oh, I'm pregnant. Like
that was where you were going with that.
that whole thing. Marguerite, where do you end up?
So Marguerite has a long recovery from her bad stab wound.
Yep.
But after that, she continues to train and dance, and sometimes accidentally does some sorcery while dancing at the opera house. But, you know, like, gets good cover-up stories from the owner. Like, it's all fine.
I love that, like, Marguerite just, as she's figuring out how to do this dance magic, she just accidentally does sorcery in the middle of performances.
I just realized something. Marco's in charge of the opera house. Marguerite is like the head, and he probably still has no clue what her name is.
No, he knows now. Xanatos said my name.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I specifically in my mind made note of it last week that
I forgot about that.
Xanatos said my name in the room.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on work-wise. And then at home, Marguerite has given one of the cash die to Mr. Darcy for babysitting assistance and thanking him for his help because now that she's lost her powers of seduction, she realized that she was being a little too mean and 5,000,000% taking advantage of him. But also now she really still needs his help because she had a long recovery and couldn't keep up with Isabeau.
So something to note about that, Mr. Darcy does not seem to have changed any part of his interaction with you whatsoever.
100%. Marguerite is like now just kind of like, this wouldn't be so bad.
Yeah.
No one else will love me.
Yeah. But you see like he loves you for like just you. He just wants to like he cares about you and wants you to be happy. Like
I mean, she's not like has not done a complete 180. She's done like
this would be a very long process. Yeah.
Yeah, she's done like a 79. so far. Where she's like, he'll like come over and I'll eat dinner together and have a conversation, and like she'll talk to him, but nothing else right now.
Sure. So do you join the witch cult?
If they'll have me. I do
Sure.
have a child, and I think I might have a man.
More women power.
It's like she enters the witch cult. Do you guys have childcare?
Oh my gosh.
That's so funny.
Yeah, look, I'm in this for the benefits. Do you guys have childcare and insurance?
Yeah.
I mean, I will definitely make your daughter a bookworm for sure.
Cool. We'll see if Isabeau likes you.
I don't think children like me very much, but you know.
Probably not. I feel like if any child liked you, though, it would be Isabeau.
Be like, she's weird. She's funny.
Yeah, that's probably how it starts.
And I can teach her all the cool things. Like, did you know that frogs have, these things about them?
You don't know anything about biology.
I don't know anything about I don't know anything about frogs.
Do you know frogs have natural belt loops to wear tutus on? They do wear clothes, Isabeau.
Yes, in this world, frogs wear clothes.
And then I also, in defiance to Isabeau, spend some of my recovery time trying to get better at sewing things.
Yes.
But also dolls.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Awesome. Josephine Boulay, what are you up to?
That's a great question. I have magic now.
I assume you get Jocelyn magic, right? She's still totally down with it. You do it with the safety rails with her, so she gets it no problem.
Yeah.
What does she give up?
Same thing. She doesn't want children either.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because she's older than me, isn't she?
Yeah. She basically had no marriage prospects at all, so she's like, whatever.
Right. Yeah. She wasn't like, I'm not opposed to getting married like me. She's just like, it just probably won't happen for me, so whatever.
Might as well just get magic.
Magic doesn't wait.
Magic doesn't reject you.
Right, exactly. Magic will never satisfy you, just like how food doesn't satisfy you. Something like that. Obviously, during my recovery, obviously I'm teaching Vivienne. We probably see like a cutscene of her, putting some flour on it or something to help make it better.
Right, yeah, using your herbalism and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know, I think Jo, she got the magic, and like I said, she had this whole epiphany that she's like, I don't want this magic for to get power anymore. That's not what I want. Mm-hmm. Now I just kind of want it to not help people necessarily, but I also don't want it just for my benefit, if that makes sense. I don't know. Mm-hmm. She's just, I don't know if that makes sense.
You guys don't try to take over the kingdom as witches.
Right. Yeah. I'm not haha, now I have this, now give me your throne.
But 100%, I try and use my magic to social climb, at least a little.
I mean, I think that was expected.
Yeah. If anything, I think Jo would just try to start her own society.
That's what I was going to ask mainly, is just, so basically that's the idea, is you're just kind of starting my own underground society, and then working on publishing this as a work, and then but still secret, still kind of waiting for the right time to reveal to the world that magic exists and we have it. Yeah.
Right. So basically right now what I'm writing out is quote unquote theory.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, in theory, this thing happened, and in old times this actually did happen, but we don't, whatever.
Yeah. Cool.
So that's kind of what I'm doing. I would like to say that in the epilogue, right? Jo, because her, I feel in the back of my mind, I've always had Jo's goal is to be right, make a name for herself, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know if she's there yet, but I feel the epilogue, right, is that she's on her way.
She's on her way.
She's almost done publishing it.
Yeah. She's working on her life's work, which is like the secret to magic. Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
And then trying to help Vivienne control it. The only other thing I like, the last roll I wanted to try to make maybe was like try to like heal myself with a sorcery just so I can like unlock it if we ever play her again. Because I've only got one more roll to unlock.
Oh, really?
It.
to unlock sorcery?
Yeah.
I've
already rolled 3 times.
Yeah, I guess.
And they weren't difficult. They were
they were all routine.
She has like a 6 perception, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
So
like
I'm
all of mine were like difficult.
Try to insta heal yourself. Sure.
Can I?
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
Maybe not insta heal because I still like the idea that like Vivienne's like helping me and whatnot, but maybe just like help mitigate it a little bit. If that makes
help with the roll
any
then?
less, if the roll makes it any less difficult.
Let's see.
Because I feel like that would make sense, right? Especially if like my whole goal is to help Vivienne like master it. It's like, well, I've unlocked it. Sure, she's more like.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think Vivienne would like want to learn more about it.
No, just to control it, like, and then maybe my next goal, like if we ever play again, is to like help you get rid of it, right? But yeah, just to, like help you with that.
I'm not sure, given the stuff in here, what that would be.
To like heal.
Yeah. Like the things that it has on here is hinder, advantage, arcane knowledge, sorcerer's weapon, destroy with sorcerer's fire, evoke, arcane action, illusion, trait, and transform.
Would it be transforming her wound into normal?
That's what I was thinking
flesh?
too.
No.
Probably not, no.
I mean, if you just want to tell me this is just like a base op 1, healing magic, like I'd be cool with that.
So I think the thing it probably would be is just a mitigation of the
stab
of the wound.
Okay.
So if you wanted to, so after getting like normal, we can just assume you guys get normally healed and you just have the -1 wound penalty now. Right, that everybody gets before they actually recover from a midi wound, because there's no reason to roll it, because that just, I don't want to have to get into a whole big thing of like, oh, looks like you lost this stat thing, because we're at the end.
Right.
So if you wanted to basically just like mitigate the wound, the wound penalty that you'll have remaining for the rest of the time you have it, I think it's going to be an ob.
I mean, basically what we're deciding here, right, is if I can heal myself or if it just takes, a couple weeks for it to heal, really is what it is, right?
Yeah. Give me an ob. It's gonna be an ob 4.
Oof. Okay. I don't know if that's going to be a routine then.
I think it still is. I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
No, it's a difficult.
Dang it. Well, then that kind of defeats the whole purpose of why I wanted to do it. But yeah, that's okay. Well, I needed a difficult in perception anyway, so.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, we do a time, if we came back to these characters, we do a time skip anyway.
Yeah.
So, but there you go. Okie dokie. So.
And then I don't know if anything happens with Pascal or not. Probably not. I think he just goes back to his estate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Because I don't think he would want magic. I think it at least wigs him out a bit. So he would just go back to his estate. Vivienne, what's your epilogue?
I mean, I think it's legit like a Hamilton-esque ending where, I mean, spoiler alert.
To history.
Fair.
The statute of limitations retired on that about 200 years ago.
Marguerite's in the background saying, forgiveness.
Can you imagine?
So good.
But yeah, probably like he probably sends her a letter, and then as is her instinct, she swiftly sends a reply. And probably after a while, I think especially with him helping Marco like arrest the guys. I think that's specifically something that kind of helps her to forgive him. And so yeah.
What about magic stuff? So obviously you get married.
Yeah.
But what about magic stuff?
I mean, her goal is to use it as little as possible.
Basically, you're just training with Josephine to like control it.
Yeah, and she hates that she feels like she has to do that too.
Yeah,
she's like, she would prefer to never do that ever again. Like,
do you tell Matthias that you have magic? I don't think he knows about that. No.
You told him that you might have killed somebody, but that was it.
You just told him about the whole, like, you fought Desiree and killed him.
I thought I totally did, like, at the end of last session, but I guess I didn't.
No, he wasn't even in the room when we were there, so.
I mean, yeah, she would tell him because she didn't like the fact that he was hiding things from her, so she's not going to be inconsistent like that.
That was why I was asking. I just wanted to know if Vivienne was consistent with her own morality. Yeah. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, and I think, I mean, Matthias, like, readily, you know, what am I trying to say? Readily appreciates your forgiveness and marries you as soon as possible, and y'all live happily ever after until someone else finds out that he's actually the bastard son of the king. But that's for another time. Cool. So it's been a while since I've done an end of a scenario thing, but let's do that real quick. So fun stuff. We'll do the normal, like, beliefs, instincts, all that stuff. And we'll find out what you guys did. But then there's like fun little like scenario things that happen like the end of an arc. So Marco Tisby, did you accomplish all you wanted to accomplish, my friend?
I think so. I mean, let's look at the goals. I found the killer. I got justice.
You did. So Persona. Persona.
Okay. I can find a better life. I'll bring my family out of poverty.
You did it.
You did it. Yay.
Far beyond what I expected.
Yep. But like, it totally makes sense, right? Like, obviously that's what happened.
Yeah, like I was thinking about it before you guys mentioned. I'm like, this seems like this is what's gonna happen. The Persona.
Yeah, and it perfectly fits like the theme of inheritance that we've been playing with. So.
I will work with Joe to discover the meaning of the sign. I mean, kind of. I tackled that guy, so
yeah, you made sure you helped Joe. So Persona again. Yep.
The only instinct that really popped up for me is always having a knife on me.
But I don't think that like made the situation more complicated necessarily.
I mean, it was the reason I was able to stab the guy.
Yeah, but like that's like obvious, right? Like it basically that's more along the lines of like you go to a party that you're not supposed to have any weapons to, and you always have a knife, and someone finds out, right? Like that sort of thing.
Okay, well then that's it. For well, do we do stuff for traits too? I forget.
Yeah, I'm just looking through them right now myself.
I mean, the hesitation part really came into play.
Yeah,
being jaded and everything.
Yeah, I'll give you a fate point. Like it's either you get in trouble or like it makes the story really interesting. And I like seeing that Marco was like just totally ready. Like
he just jumped through the window.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that was fun. So fate for that. But yeah, I mean, you didn't really fail at anything this time. So
no, I didn't make a lot of rolls, so yeah.
Any rolls you did, you succeeded with flying colors.
Some unexpectedly so, like that 10.
Yes, that was crazy.
That was not expected. Okay, so that is.
I think it was 3 Persona and 1 Fate.
I had. Oh, I actually marked someone. Yeah, 3 Persona, 1 Fate.
Perfect. Marguerite.
Okay.
It's the last time I get to say that. For now.
Crozier's into some shady business. I'll use this to my advantage in securing a better role in the opera. Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, you did. Persona.
The killer must be stopped. I will do what I can to help Marco catch him. Did that. I'm better than those stuck-up dancers. I will prove to Benedictine that I'm not the same as them.
You did it. Persona.
Okay, instincts. I'm gonna have to change my instincts
I know,
now.
right?
I always try and flirt my way out of problems. Not anymore. That's not gonna fly.
Yep.
So I didn't do anything with that. And then traits, the only thing is my Saunders voice helped me achieve my goal.
Yep.
Would that be a fate for that then, or no?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
That was a fun moment. All right, Josephine Willet.
I want to learn all I can about the ancient world. Jocelyn Pascal and I will uncover more truths about the rituals. I did that.
Did it, Persona.
The ancient language must not be forgotten. I will continue to teach Vivienne.
Yeah, let's just. What were you doing a test for her right now?
I've been doing to upgrade her ancient languages.
To what test were you giving her? A routine or difficult? Remember?
I don't remember. It was 14 days total. Or no, it was more than that. It was like 17 days when I started. I think was trying to give her difficult.
I think it was a routine because she has 2 difficults already on ancient languages.
Oh, okay.
So let's just.
Then it must have been a routine.
Yeah, I'll just mark a routine for her, and you can take a fate for that one because you're continuing to do it.
Okay. Can I just delete the 11 days now since we're going to skip ahead if we ever come back?
Mm-hmm.
If we ever come back, are we going to be like a month ahead? At least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. You can.
Taking off my injury.
Take off your injury. Yep.
Yay! So that makes the wound die go. How do I make the wound die go? Just make it 0.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The bald man is after me. I will find out what he wants with me.
You did. You found out. Persona.
I found out he wants magic.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's dead now, so.
Yeah.
Or at the very least, he's in hell plotting his revenge.
Yeah, he does still kind of have that magic thing in there.
It's true.
I don't think I have anything with.
But he was also bleeding out.
He was, yeah. He was unconscious.
Instincts. Yeah, I don't think I have any. I don't think that came out. My instincts. The only thing with traits was my driven.
Yeah, take a fate for that. Yep.
Okay, so 2 persona, 2 fate.
Vivienne.
I believe I accomplished all my beliefs. I believe Matthias loves me. I will marry him.
You did it.
Yeah.
You were right. He did love you. Maybe a little bit too much.
I believe Xanatos has good intentions. I will fulfill my destiny.
I
mean, I stopped the guy, right?
You did. You stopped the guy. That was the main thing.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, take a persona.
I believe the magic is dangerous. I will not use it beyond necessity.
Take a fate for that, because that's not necessarily one you can complete, but you did it, right? You worked on it. Don't think any of your traits came into play either. Awesome, perfect, cool. All right, the extra Artha stuff. Before we get into scenario and whatnot. Here we go. Do we have a fate point earned if a player can stop the table dead with humor while in character? Any funny moments? It's pretty serious today.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that one.
Isabeau.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm nominating her for being concerned about me.
Yeah, that was
pretty good.
I was like, what did I laugh at so hard at the beginning of the session? It was Isabeau.
She has 2 fate points now.
Oh, I'm so proud.
Right skill, right time. I feel like some people got that.
Brawling for Marco. Actually knowing brawling.
Right, yeah, the only person in the whole situation who had fighting skills. Sure, yeah, take a fate for that.
I feel like that's the only. There are other kind of situations, but that one was the most relevant.
Yeah.
I mean, if we would have found other ways to talk to them about
Mm-hmm.
the things happening.
I think that's the main one.
What are other ones that happen? I mean, the dancing to kick the guy in the face was pretty great.
That was pretty great. Yeah, I don't think it technically qualifies as right skill, right time because she wasn't actually using
I didn't have the skill.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I was learning the skill.
Yeah. It was a great reason to do a brawling test, but yeah. Embodiment. When a player captures the mood of the table perfectly and further drives the story onward, 1 persona point is awarded. Moments like great speeches, desperate decisions, or gruesome revenge fall into this category.
I mean, I feel like Marguerite, when she had to decide if she wants magic or not, was pretty good.
Yeah. Honestly.
And then Vivienne also, when she was deciding
I was gonna say,
she should forgive Matthias or not.
Yeah.
The one with Marguerite giving up, I feel like that's the one where you have to make the hard decision. That's the later one, isn't it?
That's what I'm wondering. Let's see. You must use something that benefits more than just the character and do it for reasons other than personal gain. Also, helping another character accomplish goals that are anathema to your goals, instincts, and beliefs can earn a deeds point. Yeah, so it's less about like making a really hard decision to sacrifice something for your own goals. It's more about like, I sacrificed everything for someone else's goals, or like I helped. Like if any of you had been like, you know what, the second sons are right, the commoners do deserve a place in the society, and you turned, that would be a deeds point, right? But I don't think anyone earned a deeds point. They all pretty much stayed true to their character to the end.
I mean, the closest would be when Jo put her kind of life at danger just to help with Vivienne.
You know, that's true. I think that's right. I think Jo, more than anyone, would have earned it, because, yeah, at the end of the day, she had been like really selfish about pretty much everything she was doing, and then she could have been like, you know, actually, I don't need to risk myself in this situation. I can just safely get magic some other time. And instead, she did it because she wanted to be able to protect Vivienne. You know what, Jo? Take a deeds point.
Thank you.
Oh, snap.
Because in a way, right, Jo has changed in some ways.
Yes.
She's like less selfish, but at the same time, she also kind of got everything that she wanted at the same time. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything that you like could shapeshift right now, based on
Shade shift.
shade shift.
What does that mean?
Let's see.
Means you get shady.
No, it means when a character spends 5 fate points, 3 persona points, and 1 deeds point on a single thing, you get to choose an Anasteire, which is like a special thing that happens in a scene that like makes your skill better and stuff. It's like this great moment of heroism, basically. I'm just checking to see if there's like anything on your sheet. It's like 5 and 3 that like if you spent a deeds point on it would you're really close on ugly truth and perception. Yeah.
Why do I feel like I've spent more Artha in perception than I actually have in there? I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. Have you been freaking to market?
Maybe. Oh, close to ugly truth. Yeah, that looks about right also.
Yeah. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Deeds points can be spent just by themselves. What they do is they either double the amount of dice that you roll, like you used it beforehand. So you build up your dice pool and then spend a deeds point. You roll a double the amount of dice.
Or, just for that like one roll.
For that one roll. But then if you spend it on something that like can unlock an Anasteire, then that also becomes gratiated, which means you get a success on a 3, 4, 5, or 6 instead of just a 4, 5, or 6. So like it will be this great moment when you actually use the deeds point. You can also technically spend it after a roll to re-roll all failed dice. So as an extra thing. Cool. So you get a deeds point. Does anyone else get a persona point for embodiment or a mold breaker? I feel like Marguerite and Vivienne were the ones that you were talking about there. That Marguerite had the good moment with giving up her beauty, and Vivienne,
not my beauty, my attractiveness. Yeah. I'm still beautiful.
And Vivienne with having to like decide whether or not to forgive Matthias. I'm fine with nominating each of you for a persona point. There makes sense to me. Okay, cool. So scenario things. Each time that we get to the end of an arc, we vote on 2 other persona awards. The first is workhorse. Being the workhorse character the most relied upon in a given scenario is worth a persona point. This is for the mundane stuff. Having that piece of gear to make a scene go, having that skill to get the other characters safely through danger, and just generally slaving away behind the scenes to make it all work. Who was the workhorse of the scenario?
It was different people at different times.
Was there anyone that stands out as like the person who did the most?
I know at the beginning, Vivienne did a lot with the plant stuff, I feel.
That's true. The first person that so the people that come to mind for me is either, honestly, I could see an argument for any of you.
Yeah.
Because Marco, you were doing the murder stuff the entire time, right? Marguerite was trying to get the gang together.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe was, you know what? I think
hard. It took me so long.
We're getting the band back together.
I think Joe should get it because she's the one who worked the longest on the like magic thing. Marco, like you being the doing the murder stuff, that was like in the forefront stuff, right? That was more like up you're the like, you know, up in front sort of person.
Mm-hmm.
Joe was like the person in the background who was just making sure that magic was going to be there at the end of the scenario, sort of a thing. Does it make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So another persona point for you, Joe.
Sweet.
And then the other one is MVP. Being voted the most valuable player for a scenario earns a persona point. MVP is the character who drives the story to its conclusion, the character who shines in the last moments, and about whom everyone agrees, dang, we couldn't have done it without him.
I mean, I feel like that's Marco, to be
I think
honest.
so too, yeah.
I want to say Marguerite just because I want to, you know, tell her that she's special and she's the MVP, but
Marco was the one who was
We
like,
would have died if Marco didn't come.
Yes.
if Marguerite had like pulled out, like been able to like stop like Crozier and whatnot, maybe, but like Marco was the one who pulled out at the end.
Yeah.
Which I feel like was good for his character arc. He
Yes.
proved himself and whatnot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
It was literally assess a what?
Another persona point for you. So, the only other thing is a trait vote. Basically, well, real quick, I know it's kind of late, so we'll do this quickly. Real quick, we will go through and nominate a trait to be voted off of a character and a trait to be voted on the character. So, starting with Marco, let's look through your traits real quick and see, is there a trait that you have that you like just shouldn't have?
Chronologue has never come up.
Yeah, always knows what time it is.
Never come up.
Yeah, we can take that off if we want. Because, yeah, I feel like that if you would have played to it, that would have changed your character somewhat. And it just ended up not being relevant at all. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Like, the other ones kind of work. Like, odd, frugal. Like, frugal not so much, but like... Well, frugal came up with the fact that he was kind of scrappy. He didn't live off a lot. But, like, odd and emotional, those kind of came up at times, like with the prostitute and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say chronologue can go.
Yeah, I agree.
Bye chronologue.
So is there a trait that Marco should have? Like what? And again, you can just like describe something in general, and I can find the trait for it. Like what is something about Marco that like he's been playing up, but like he doesn't have a trait to go with yet?
Wait a minute, I don't know.
I could see him getting the trait driven.
Yeah.
I was going to say something like scrappy, like.
That's kind of frugal.
Hungry.
I could see driven.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. Does that make sense to everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, he never gave up. He always kept going.
There's a distant goal which drives this character on. Something burns in his mind that will make all this suffering, hardship, and pain worth it in the end. Except he kind of also like accomplished that.
Right. Like, what is he driven for now at this point?
Well, I mean, I'm still driven. It's just the fact that now I have a different goal.
So what is your goal exactly?
Well, I mean, I inherited all this stuff. I'm going to do better tthan my uncle did.
There you go. Perfect. Awesome. I feel like if we did do season 2 of this, we would actually focus way more on the opera house than we did in the first season.
Finally.
Literally, the opera house was just like where the murder took place, and that's it.
Well, we did some investigations there too. I dragged Marguerite into. Well, Marguerite and I went into a closet, and people thought weird things.
Yeah, that makes sense. So choose a skill that is this is a call on for. This is a call on trait. What skill do you want this to be a call on for?
What, me? We're still me?
Mm-hmm.
What's the call on trait again?
It's you can reroll all the failed dice, one test a session. What skill would be based on like, being in charge of the opera house?
I feel
like persuasion, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
Okay, so
using your charm to make sure it goes smoothly. Yeah,
So
put it in call on traits and then put it in parentheses persuasion after it. Cool, perfect. Marguerite, do you have a trait on your sheet that you should not have?
I mean, so many of my traits were just from my background stuff that has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
I feel like
flowery, colorful, fretful. I mean, fretful makes sense.
Fretful makes sense. Colorful could make sense.
Probably not flowery. I don't
Flowery
think that ever
doesn't.
came up.
And then like the other traits are just because I'm a commoner.
But I mean, I feel like you're at the very least.
I wouldn't say I'm downtrodden.
Yeah, I don't actually know if you're any of these things. Maybe industrious.
Industrious, I would say.
We can vote off any of them that don't make sense. That's fine with me.
It's like flowery, downtrodden.
Yeah.
Just kind
Are
of.
you tolerant?
More now.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so get rid of flowery and downtrodden, I think. Makes sense.
Okay.
And if anyone disagrees with this, please speak up. Because that's technically how it's supposed to go. It's like everybody votes.
Too late. I already deleted them.
Yeah. So the trait you'll definitely get for sure, Marguerite, is gifted, which is a die trait, which means you can use magic.
Okay. Gifted.
Yeah, so at the very least you'll get that. Is there another trait that, like, that's the obvious one that all three of you are you gonna get? Is there another one that makes sense for Marguerite?
Determined.
Yeah, I think there is one that is determined. Let me see what that does. Yeah, it's just a character trait, but yeah, you can get it. I think I agree with that.
That just makes the most sense to me.
Yep. Because you're not driven so much as you're just determined to like accomplish whatever you set your mind on. Like you don't have one. Yeah. Yep. I
Okay, so what do I put anything with gifted for the die trait or no?
No. Basically, it just means that you can use magic. Yeah. Normally in that you'd have something to write there, but it's pretty straightforward. Cool. Joe, you can also add gifted to your die traits.
Great. Awesome. I am going to take off traditional.
That is definitely true.
That's, yep. You're pretty much everything else, but yeah, not traditional.
Gifted, is there anything that goes with that, like a plus or just gifted?
No, it's just you can use magic. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely getting rid of traditional.
Yeah, is there another trait that makes sense for Joe?
Okay, what do you
get rid of?
No, to add.
Oh, to add.
What do you already have?
Yeah.
Rabble rouser, ink-stained hands, no nonsense, headstrong, sophisticated, mark of privilege. I get a +1 to all inconspicuous and falsehood tests?
No, +1 ob to all inconspicuous or falsehood tests when masquerading as someone below your station. Yeah. Basically, you look like a noble lady, so if you try to pretend you're not, it's hard.
Is there something that's like leadership
bookworm.
or something like leader? Is that a trait?
Yeah, let me look. There isn't one that just says leader.
Oh, well. That was my great idea.
It was a good one.
That was clearly not so great.
The only thing I can think of, but it seems to be covered by the other ones, is like slightly irritable.
Maybe
slightly.
Just in the sense like when someone like gets on her nerves, she's just like, no.
Yeah, I mean, it looks.
I mean,
like
that's just no nonsense.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's the thing. Like, that's the reason I mentioned
your traits
earlier.
are pretty much. What if we voted on quick study? A character with this trait reduces his perception aptitude by 1. That means you learn perception-based skills easier.
Cool, I'm down.
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
man, everybody's gonna get cool stuff that actually helps them.
That's
and
a die trait.
The word
that's a die trait.
determined.
Okay, so
like this sucks. This
do you
makes no
do you have
sense.
anything else, Marguerite, that you could get?
Well, I don't know what helps people. Like, you're just saying all these random words, and it's like, oh, well, this word actually helps you.
Oh yeah.
But this word is just a word.
Yeah. Let me see
Right.
if
That's
there's
why
one
I'm
that-
like, I just threw out the word determined, but it's like, well, I mean, is there
there's a
one
character
that,
trait
like...
in there that just says determined. I'll look real quick to see if there's like a more like
I'm
advanced
like,
one.
how
So-
lame is that?
I'm sorry.
So quick study is you said a -1 to...
-1 aptitude for perception-based skills. So basically, it means one less bubble to learn them.
Aptitude. I'm sorry, what did you say? Aptitude for...
Perception skills, yeah. Let's see, determined. I mean, yeah, driven is a trait that also means that, obviously.
I mean, could we give her driven with like, and then like with
Dance?
I don't know, dance or something? Yeah.
Ooh.
Probably, yeah. Sure. I mean, you're all very driven people. Like,
I'll do that.
Sure.
And that's a die trait.
that's a
Or
call on trait.
Colin.
So
Okay.
you write driven and then in parentheses dance. Or it could be sorcery.
Oh yeah, I'd rather do sorcery.
Yeah.
So wait, the
because-
-1 aptitude, just real quick, basically means that like I just have to roll one less time to be able to get the.
Yeah, basically, yeah. To up.
So I get sorcery, is what you're telling me.
You're right.
Oh my god.
I didn't even think about that. That's awesome. Yep.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I get
half your
sorcery. An
An
perception.
incredible accident.
Well, I'm gonna go put it in my character trait right now.
Mm-hmm.
Sorcery.
So Marguerite, sorcery. If you actually advance, like upgrade the skill of sorcery, then you can fork and dance whenever you do it. That's something to note, because obviously that's what you're doing.
Excellent.
Yeah,
She has magical feet.
you do. Let's see here. How many moment bubbles do you have to get with that? 5.
Me?
Yeah.
So many. Well, all my stuff was difficult because I don't have
I
good
know.
perception. And everything
that
was
means
ob
I'm
3.
I'm also one roll away from being able to get gossip wise and poison wise.
Nice.
Sweet.
Okay, cool. Vivienne, you get gifted, obviously.
I already put that on there.
In die traits. Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were asking. Is there any traits you want to take off?
I mean, I feel like headstrong doesn't really
Oh yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
apply that much to her. So
Yep, you can take that off. Yeah. Any other traits that we think we should add on to Vivienne?
What does Vivian already have?
Rabble rouser, earthy smell, salt of the earth, sophisticated, traditional, affinity for plants, marker privilege, deaf, gifted, down to earth.
I guess there's something with like patience or like empathy or you know
I was gonna say something like
kind
not
of, like-
giving up on people.
right, some
like-
kind of people like skill, right?
Yeah. I wonder if there's a. Here we go. Let's give you the call-on trait charming as a call-on for soothing platitudes. Right? Like
Ooh, that's good.
That's what that's one of the things you're particularly good at. You just have like an innocent sort of charm about you.
Get behind that.
All right. Well, there we go. That is the end of our scenario. Thank
Now
you.
I have all these cool things and I just
know,
want to
yeah.
play her more.
I definitely have an idea now for season 2 of this, but I'm excited to get back to Ternolius.
Yeah,
I'm
for
very
sure.
pumped for that.
Ready.
That'll be good.
It will be simply wonderful,
Oh
darling.
boy. But guys, thank you so very much for playing Burning Wheel with me, because I love this game and I loved this campaign and it was a lot of fun. So
Yeah. Once you get the system, I feel like it becomes a lot more enjoyable.
It grew on me.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Me too.
that's kind of the way I think it is worked for everyone so far.
Well,
who's
also
played
it grew on me more once I joined the other players.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It took a while because I was just like,
Yeah.
just doing stuff by myself.
Yeah. Alrighty. There you go. Lavender Shadows. We're out. Adios. wait, one last epilogue scene. I just realized.
Oh wait,
I went back to the stream. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
I just realized that obviously we got to see the moment where, real quick, we just see Xanatos walk back into Anasteire. We get the same like shot of like the opera house, like walking up the stairs, going into the opera house, and he sits down in the audience, and he watches Marguerite, do her thing, right? And we can see in his face, he knows everything that's happened, and he's back visiting, and he just like smiles to himself, and he says, I knew you were important. And then we just cut there. All right, now we're out for sure.